morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another beautiful blue sky, sunny day here in Trenčín, Slovakia. We are here for the EFRA 110 two-wheel drive off-road European Championships for 2025. You're listening and watching to RC Racing TV. My name is Frank McKinney. In the production booth with us, we've got, well, us, the royal us.
Yo.
We've got Matt McCallum.
Hello.
And we've also got Kieran.
Who's
about to go on the moving camera, but not for a few minutes. We got
Kieran off of Speedworks.
Speedworks Kieran. Kieran. Speedworks Kieran.
There we go.
There we go.
Just a nice round of accents to start the day. It's like Nick's here.
Good morning, everyone. We've already got Jay Russell in there in the live chat saying morning RCTV. Monk Mike saying hello. Chugs, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Slept fairly well. Had an early night.
Yeah.
Stopped in at the McDonald's.
Tasty.
On the way back.
Yeah.
The one that we drive past every single day, and Matt had never seen it before.
Usually McDonald's are in my algorithm to see them. But I've never seen that one. It must be new.
You know what I liked about it? I actually took a photo of it, and you'll see it on Google Images for it.
Yeah, I always go on that
obviously. Website. No, I mean Google Reviews, Google Maps. It's on Google Maps for it. Right. Anyway, they have they have the Mick Cafe where you can get lattes. We saw Harley Eldritch getting a very tall latte there last night.
Did we?
Yeah,
okay.
I did. The royal we.
One did.
One did.
Yes.
But they have a table right in the middle that's got these arches, LED light arches things over it, and then a vase of real flowers, like it's a date table, which I thought was quite interesting because it's a very teenagey sort of thing to high schooly sort of thing. Would you like to get a shake and a burger at the McDonald's? It's like a public date, It's very 80s teen romance sort of thing.
You know how you said you wanted to go on early to catch everyone up on the results and everything?
Oh, we totally are. We're building to it. You know how you said you wanted me to pace myself?
Yes.
Sean Olana saying, good morning, everyone. Finals day, finally. Yes, it is. And it's only the first finals day of the week. Can you believe it? We've got another one on Saturday, and we'll get to that. Chase RC is saying, didn't get to watch a lot today. Who's winning?
Who's winning? Well, I can tell you there's been 3-round TQs.
Yeah. Three rounds of qualifying and 3 rounds of TQ.
3 different TQs. Yeah. And it started off very X-ray heavy with Bayer taking the first one, Ronefalk taking the second one.
Well, it was Bayer, Ronefalk, and Zalewski, and then Ronefalk, Bayer, Zalewski, I think.
Yeah, so the first 2 rounds, the top 3 were dominated by X-ray, and then the third round, Mr. Orlovsky decided to show up.
Coming through.
He came through, and
big changes on his car, apparently.
Major changes. So he said at the end of yesterday he's kind of starting fresh now, but he's starting on a good foot, and it's only 2 rounds to count. So this is the event to have these sorts of things happen, because the TQ could be somebody who
literally anyone still.
Well, the thing is, you could just get 2 zeros this morning, but there's 3 other guys with zeros.
Yeah.
But because of the other points of their drop scores and their second best score, it ended up that Mr. Bayer, Martin Bayer, the 2014 champion in this class, was the overnight in four-wheel drive. So not this exact class.
Yes.
Was the overnight TQ, followed by David Ronefalk, and on third was Michael Orlovsky, but I think there'll be big changes from Michael Orlovsky.
I think there will be, yeah.
And
the associated team, they're the next 3 in line.
They're pushing now, yeah. So it was always going to take a while for the other teams to catch up because they're, if nothing else, home advantage is an obvious thing. Yeah, it's going to happen, but they're catching up now, and I think these next 2 rounds are going to be absolutely thrilling.
They're going to be big. They're going to be big,
thrilling.
and. They're coming up in the third and fourth, the fourth race qualifying heat that we're about to start, because it's what's called round robin order. So we're not starting with heat 1, we're starting with Heat 9 is first out on track, and that is going to be out in 5 minutes. So the driver's already gathering at the bottom of the rostrum stairs. So yeah, we're building to, well, today's a quick build up to the early action.
Yeah. You don't have to wait long.
Yeah. So let's see. Patrick Bexing says, I only see one lower main. Does it count then? I'm not.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I see what you mean.
It's doing a joke.
German joke.
Yeah, lower the lower finals only get one main. So then, yeah, it goes back to qualifying. It doesn't count. You're right, Patrick. No.
But that's, I mean, we're not going to get rain here. I mean, not today and not indoors as well. So.
But so yes, they are more than happy with just one final.
Yeah.
Unlike some other classes where if they only have one final, they want to go back to the qualifying order. So yeah, if you're not in the A final here, you're only getting one main, and that's 5 minutes.
Yeah, that is certainly in my notes. That
point.
only the A final has triple leg finals or triple A mains. So yeah, if you want to make the show and get 3 races in, and not have to pack up too early. You want to obviously make the big time, make the top 10. We do have some drivers that are outside the top 10, so we'll run through the running order. So after 3 rounds of qualifying, we've got Martin Bayer on 2 points, and that's with a 0 and a 2. So the 0 is a TQ for the round. Then we have David Ronefalk with a 0 and a 3. Then we have Michael Orlovsky with a 0 and a 4. Then we have Juna Hottinen with a 2 and a 3. Bartek Zalewski with a 2 and a 5. Jorn Neumann with a 4 and a 5. So my apologies. It's Bartek is running. He's running an X-ray, I think. Hottinen with an associated. Neumann on the S-Works. Marcus Kerp with an associated in the 7 spot with a 4 and a 6. Burak Kilic, the only driver here with a Mugen car, and he's in the top 10. With 6 and 7 points. Mika Vidmar in the S-Works running with a 7 and an 8. Davide Ongaro in the top 10 at the moment with a 6 and a 10. Obviously, he's going to want to be doing better. His throwout is a 12. He missed the first 2 rounds of practice because his plane was his flight was canceled. Wearing a teal shirt today. So not black, not white. He's wearing a bright sort of aqua blue shirt today. And he said, finally, after 6 years, we get a new color of shirt. Yes, Phoenix, you're exactly correct. 3 A mains and 1 final for everybody else. Or I believe we're going to be starting with the L final once we get with the start finals. Yeah, Patrick, that's maybe something to think about, maybe. Just wondering, after so many practice and qualifying runs, there's only 1 lower main. Did not know that. Shasoanala, I'm not sure. Burak Mugen, yay, cheer. Yeah, and there's also only one driver here running a Kyosho as well. So we do want to thank our title sponsor, Hobbywing, and also our other amazing sponsors, J Concepts, S-Works, Euro RC, X-Ray, El Saram, Meebo Sport has a 10% discount this week for use EFRA 10 when you order from them. And also R1 Works, Team Savox, Schumacher, Absima, and T-Works. I want to thank them all for their support and allowing us to bring you this coverage live for free all week long. So we're starting with Heat 9 already. They're out there. And we always have someone requesting to follow young Oliver in the car 10, who's already set off somewhere down the lap. Of course, we want to thank Greg Hill for staying in the chat with us for so long yesterday. Didn't expect him to stay that long. I wasn't hydrating properly while he was here because we were just chatting away. Former housemate and former manager, line manager. Worked with him at HPI Europe and Mirage. Now running the X-Ray RC Disco UK importer. So car 10 somewhere out there, somewhere towards the start of the lap. So Definitely if we can find the car 10, and we'll get, we'll show Oliver Natras. The only Kyosho car out there this week. I think it's been a little while since they've had a new laser two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Or no, it's still Ultima two-wheel drive and laser four-wheel drive. I'm not sure. And there's Oliver on screen, coming down the straight into this curly Q section. Is a double. And a very sharp turn, another double, and then this sort of sweepery bit into the L corner. And over this box corner jump, this fast section into the bus stop chicane. You have to come to a very slow, getting that exit a bit wrong. Very sharp corners on these. You can see the pipes are double thickness most of the way around, and if you look very, very closely when the camera is relatively still, you can see the heads of bolts that are holding the pipes in place. So not only are they single thickness on the straightaways, double thickness everywhere else, and in some places like right there, triple thickness. They're like staked into the ground, very, very deep. So those pipes are not going anywhere. And then you have the poles of pain, the masts of destiny, sticking up every so often, especially where there's a possibility to cut the corner. And we'll see one there, and importantly, a couple right there. And we've seen those in action already today. We have had a round of practice. Drivers have been out on the track to get a 3-minute run in. Of course, the qualifying runs are 5 minutes. Monday started off with 4 rounds of free practice. So the times didn't count for anything. It was literally just people getting used to the track, the surface, the tires. Tires, of course, are, if you've been watching coverage, are the Hudy off-road tires, I believe, in a soft compound. Front and rear, well, rears, you have to run, for two-wheel drive, you have to run the rears, the rear Hudy tires and the Hudy inserts, any wheel you choose. And for the fronts, if for two-wheel drive, you're allowed to use any front. Most drivers are running the two-wheel drive Hudy fronts. They're kind of a bar pin design with the like a half hex going down the center, and there's pictures online. You can find them. Obviously, as usual, there's some sort of tire controversy, but importantly, Martin Bayer, Overnight TQ, is running the two-wheel drive fronts. So he's not running the four-wheel drive fronts. In the four-wheel drive category, which starts tomorrow, everyone must run the four-wheel drive fronts and four-wheel drive, the rears. Oop, getting up on two wheels there. All right, so if we let Oliver carry on, and we'll pick up with this. Oop, getting a little crossed up there. Catch up this action here. So this is qualifying. Obviously, the referees keeping an eye on things, and they're only human. We don't have AI referees in this yet. But obviously, if a much faster driver is coming up on someone, or if a driver is running obvious defensive lines, they're going to be told to let the faster car pass, I imagine. But we can't exactly hear what the referees are saying because the speaker system generally at these Euro events is strictly for the rostrum only. Pavel Belin asking if the Karma 6 have claimed any casualties. Not yet. Well, yes, actually. During the practice, there was a car that got stuck right at the finishing line, Karma stick, and then another car landed right on top of it. So it claimed, one stick actually claimed 2 cars. It was, I mean, obviously not funny for those drivers, but you know, when you're watching it away from the track, it is interesting to see. And Brian Preddy, one of our heroes, asking, are we going to be doing any pit walks? Yes, we have we have recorded one. I don't know exactly yet when we're going to play that out, but we will be playing that out. So time has finished. We've seen Lots of drivers already headed towards us from groups 11 and 12 to collect their tires and install the tires on the cars and get themselves ready. So once again, we do want to thank our sponsors: Hobby Wing, J Concepts, Euro RC, Elsaram, S-Works, Mebo Sport with our 10% EFRA 10 discount, X-Ray, R1 Works, Team Savox, Schumacher, Absema, and T-Works.
Going to Orlowski!
So thank you to Schumacher and all of our fantastic sponsors for allowing us to bring you this coverage for free all week long. Make sure and if you see Robin Schumacher at a track, thank him for sponsoring our RCTV live coverage for EFRA. And of course, if you see any of the Hudy families, Jason from J Concepts, or anyone else from Euro RC, Elsaram, S-Works, Mebo Sport, make sure and thank them. Place an order, drop a note in the order info. Say thanks for supporting RC racing around the world. So this is, as you can see on screen, Heat 10 is our top 40-plus racer. Well, second top 40-plus racer, actually, Lee Martin. And the rest of the drivers out there. So we will try to follow each one of these cars for a lap or so. And here's Lee coming around the final section. I was watching him watch other cars go around the track, and it's fascinating what these pro-level guys can pick up just by watching cars drive around a track from many meters away. Going around the bus stop and over the triple into the hairpin here and into this finishing short chute over the double, and then the finishing quads. And here is Tommy Hall in the car 2. Similar paint scheme, but looks like a lighter blue, I think. I haven't seen these cars literally side by side, just on the track, but Tommy, of course, previous champion. Didn't have a good time on carpet last year in Sweden. And the associated team, much of the associated team struggling on pace. Tommy not having a great time either. And another associated driver, Hottanen. Or no, sorry, this isn't Hottanen. I think this is Van Helmond. He's the only yellow car. Or is it Lautenbach? I think Lautenbach's running a mostly blue car. I think this is Van Helmond. Nope, it's Lautenbach in the car 5. Next car back this is Van Helmond. No, sorry, we were on Van Helmond. Now we're on Lautenbach. So at one point in the last 30 seconds, I was correct. Three times a day, a broken clock? That's an analog clock for you Gen Zs out there who have never seen one of the round clocks. So who's next? Ooh, getting it wrong there. That was Van Helmen now. So he must have made a mistake. So I think we were on him already. And that's where Moritz got past. Of course, anyone familiar with RC racing the last 20, 30 years will probably recognize the Lautenbach name. It's the L of the LRP, so it's the Lautenbach Jr. is a bit of a misnomer. With the son of Jürgen Lautenbach, the founder of LRP. Oh, car 8 next is Johannesson Elias from Sweden. Sometimes for these Euros, drivers will have a special paint scheme done in their national color. Stevenson going with the lightweight, no paint on the rear wing, and just the simple orange, easy to see color. I'm not sure how old he is. He's certainly not a 40 plus. And who's next to come past the Karma sticks at the end of the straight is Daniel Pohl. One of the many drivers I'm unfamiliar with. Just drivers like Lee and Hupo and Tommy we know from seeing them at many Euros in the past. And the next car behind is car 6, Patrick Bremstaller. It is that one, yeah. So 30 seconds to go. So we're picking up. This car. That's on you, Karen. That's on Karen. Making this poor driver is car 7 of Phipps, Thomas Phipps. Ooh, getting the hairpin wrong there. And then just out of rhythm. And finishing the lap, I think, yeah. Johansson and Holdsworth. We didn't get the Holdsworth, but that is it for everybody, I think. Holdsworth still to come across. Or someone's still to come across. I'm assuming it's Holdsworth. So Tommy Hall taking that one. 10 laps for the top 4. So steadily, everyone getting to just a little bit faster, a little bit faster. As you can see, there's a complete finishing order for that round. Complete timing results you can find on myrcm.ch. And we're just prepping to throw to Matt right about now.
Tommy, I thought you'd have a happier face than that. Top of that one.
Yeah, it was a better run. So I think just woke up out the right side of the bed this morning, and it's feeling a lot better. So hopefully the same improvement again, and then into 4-wheel, just keep the upward trend going, and we'll be all right. So
excellent. One more to go.
Yeah.
Good luck. So Lee was second in that one. Lee, second in that one?
Yeah, second in that one. Had a few poor laps. A few cars kind of in the way, but kind of not. But the problem with the track is you need to use most of it. So when a car's on the outside, like one time I had to triple the jump and stuff because I was too much on the inside. So, yeah, not ideal, but, it wasn't too bad.
Good stuff. This guy's got a bit of pen on his top. Yeah, it's like he's literally just finished secondary school.
Hobby Action Worlds 2000 and whenever it was, last World. So
fantastic.
So
you had your old shoes on. You had your old shoes on yesterday.
I did, yes. Signed by Rivkin from here. They were kind of my good luck charm, but it didn't work yesterday. So we're trying something different today.
try whatever it takes for the associated team. And they're lining up now on the grid, so I'll hand back to Frank.
Right. So then they're off. We'll see who we start off with. Got Vidmeyer, Ongaro, Smith, Figueiredo, Skidmore, Landon, Boda, Gotzel, Hall, and Hupo Honigel. So car 1 is... Actually, no, we started with Misha Vidmeyer. So here's Vidmeyer. So the starting order is based on, I believe it's based on fastest car in the previous qualifying run. So it wasn't on Garo, so that's why we're with Vidmeyer going out first. So we should see quite a lot more drivers hitting the 10-lap mark, which is kind of like the bare minimum you want to do if you want to be in the B or the A. If you want to be in the A, it needs to be pretty quick. It's very tight at the top. So here is Mr. Ongaro, the only driver from Italy, still running that very big rear wing and a massive front wing. Most of the cars running a front wing. I was talking with Lee earlier when he was marshalling during the practice. Well, not when he was marshalling, actually. Literally, it was after he was practicing. Marshalling. And I said, most of these cars aren't running a front wing. What's up with that? And he just pointed at the cars as they're coming underneath it, saying, that one's got a front wing. That one's got a front wing. That one doesn't. That one does. That one does. And that one does. It's like, so 8 out of 10 cars. So, they're unpainted, most of them. So almost all of them, actually. So hard for old eyes to spot, but he's more attuned to the cars than I am, of course. Figueiredo running top now. Ben Smith, top British racer, I believe. Next behind there is 5. This is Figueiredo, who's just popped up into the top again. It's a battle, very tight. 209.3 for Figueiredo, who is on camera now, with compared to a 209.5 for Vidmeyer. 210.7 for Ongaro, and that's to hit four laps. So things are getting more and more clunchy as we get to the end of qualifying here. And who we just picked up is Johnny Skidmore from the UK, running an X-Ray. Searching for traction yesterday. And Greg, who was in the commentary booth with us, was saying that he might have gone a little bit too soft in round 3 of qualifying. Car was just wheeling a tiny bit coming out of those slow corners at the far left of track. The next coming up is the car 7 of Alexander Landon. He has got who's that just behind him? Clement Boda, actually. Top French racer, I believe. Coming into the hairpin. Boda wanting to get past. He's steady, even over just this one lap, Boda's gotten so much closer to Landon now. Boda in the car 9, there he goes. Very easy to mistake this one for Ronafalk, I must say. But I think Ronafalk is running white wheels. Doesn't make it that much easier, but Brian Preddy just correcting me. Starting order is based off your fastest time, not where you finished in the last round. Okay, good info. Thank you, Brian. One of our heroes providing a hero moment, a heroic correction. So final half minute. Here's another car that looks like it's the car 3 of Max Gotzel. X-Ray and Sabok's driver. Jimmy Hall getting it a bit wrong off the quads, off camera. So time has expired. We'll see where everyone starts to come through. Ongaro with the 10 in 5:24. That's not going to trouble the top 3, I think. Vidmeyer and Figueiredo doing better, 5:22.1 and 0.4. And Ricky asking, why do I call it the bus stop chicane? Well, because they have to come to almost a complete stop to go around the thing. Also, I'm a Formula One fan. So there's the official finishing order. Everybody getting 10 laps. Looking pretty good. Some drivers, of course, will be happier than others coming out of that, but we're going to throw to Matt in the pits.
Milling about in the pits. This is kind of associated territory. Clement Boda. I think he'll feel like he's got a bit more to give. Mika, I think, came second in that one. Talking to associated guys. Mika, feeling good?
Yes, improvement to compared to yesterday. The car is got a bit more steering, a bit more corner speed, but still missing a bit. So looking for more in Q5.
You got one more to do it.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
I was looking for oh, there he is. There's Joao Figueiredo. One of the top associated drivers. Never thought I'd say that. Good?
Yeah, it was pretty good, pretty clean. I needed this. Let's see how these guys do now, and hopefully it should be good.
Very good. Do you think you'll prefer four-wheel drive to two-wheel drive, being a 1A driver?
I will prefer, but it's a different car, so we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. And as they go out to Marshall, just having a look at some of the front tyres. Going to ask a few drivers what front tyres they've chosen when they come off, but we'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, back to you.
Yeah, for sure. Front tires. A talking point this week. Martin Bayer, who's starting 4th in this one, running two-wheel drive front tires. It should be noted. And you can see a lot of the front tires right there. Martin Bayer in that number 1, who's just set off. So that's the starting line. They're actually in the stop and go area, like the penalty stop area. And the first line there is a starting line, and then the two lines next are the electronic finishing loop and a backup finishing loop for the computer timing system. So this is Orlovsky with the fastest time so far overall, is the first one out. So we'll have a good look at his car, and then we'll spend some time looking at the others. Come around the finishing short chute, over the quads, past the karma sticks, and we'll pick up David Ronefalk. Oh, getting a little bit there. Very Gotzel-esque, or should I say, it's the other way around. And I guessed it right. It was either yellow wheels or white wheels, but I was pretty sure he runs white wheels. And that mistake has allowed, I believe it's Bayer who's, oh no, that's not Bayer. Hottanen. So Bayer must have made a mistake as well. Yeah, he's made a big mistake, I think. Going into the hairpin now. This is a kind of a critical spot to look at, these slow corners, and luckily we can see the apexes really well when these cars come around them. So it's a good... Oh, and Ronnevac makes a big mistake just before crossing the line. We'll drop back to Bayer, is the next car there. As we mentioned, 2014, I believe, four-wheel drive European champion by Delede. At the time, a mixed surface track with AstroTurf and hard-packed dirt. Not glued like this, but just hard-packed dirt. And I think there was even a bridge at the time. A metal bridge, but here he is catching up to teammate and fellow round TQ. Ooh, that's not a quick way around that corner. But it's still running. Was running third. We'll drop back to these two. This is Zalewski followed by Neumann. Close to that wall. Want to avoid that thing. We've seen a couple of cars even just grazing that wall with the rubber tires. Will just throw the car to the side. Can't remember how young Zalewski is, but he's one of those quick young guns being chased by multiple European champion Jorn Neumann. And I think it's fair to say he's completely unfazed by being surrounded by multiple world champions and European champions, front and rear. So who's coming up next? I think this is Karup coming over the quads next. Oh, pulling off. Car 9. What? His dad picking it up. Okay. Well, that's a throw out then. Okay, let's see who else we got out there. This is Hottunen, and let's try to find Orlovsky somewhere on the back section, just past the bus stop chicane. Going towards the hairpin now. He's coming into the short finishing chute. Looks like it. Orlovsky just popping back up to the top, but we'll stick with them, but we need to keep an eye on the timing in that top right to see who else is going to be throwing themselves into the mix here. 447, 447, 449, 446 for Zalewski. This is the finishing order, finishing times for 9 laps. Neumann does a 446 as well, a tenth faster than Zalewski, but Orlovsky finishing his 10th there. Okay, yeah, so his time is done. That is 5:19.3 for Orlovsky. Zalewski, Bayer, and Hottunen all finishing. Zalewski and Neumann getting faster than Orlovsky. So there we go, 5:18.2 and 5:18.4. Neumann taking 4th round TQ. We have a new round TQ. And we're going to have the official results come up on screen in just a moment. And then we'll throw it to Matt to get some words from the drivers who were just out there. But what do you think about that? 5:18.2 for Neumann, then Zalewski with a 18.4, and then Orlovsky, then Bayer, then Hottunen. And there's our finishing result. Ronnevac also pulling off with just 9 laps. Let's see, only 2 rounds of 5 to count. 2 rounds of 5 to count. We're going to throw to Matt.
Jorn.
Yeah.
Well done. What's changed?
Thank you. Maybe I just drove better. I don't know. I always had the pace, but always first secure the A main. So I had 2 good scores. Now I can push more.
So what's the plan for the next one?
maybe do the same again.
Yeah. That would be very good. You and Bayer having a TQ each. It's like the old guys are coming back.
Yeah, it looks like, yes. Yeah.
Congratulations. Bonnefeld there, he had a bit of a tricky one. Hartonen looked really good early on and then faded a little bit. Why did Marcus Carrot pull off? Can't see Marcus right now. Quick word with Orlovsky. How was that?
It was okay. Clean run, one small mistake on the quad, and I didn't know the gap, so I just pushed it in until the end, and Jorn got it. But yeah, it will be interesting Q5.
Yeah, cool. Good stuff. Let's see what happens in the next one. I think maybe Marcus has already gone out. We'll find out in the next one if we get in touch with Marcus and see what happened. But 4 rounds, 4 TQs. What's going to happen in the next one?
Yeah, so it's it's all kicking off here. I think round 5 is going to be pretty interesting. So reaction in the pit in the live chat, Jorn for fastest time overall. That is absolutely for sure. Possibly saving tires was a question from Pavel. I'm not sure. I mean, you run most of the round, most of the time. You know, doing 8 or 9 laps. You basically scrubbed off the best bit of the tire already. But we'll see what the time says in the ranking list on myrcm.ch. And of course, you can all check this out yourselves. So with 4 rounds counting, I think they're going to have to redo it slightly. But at the moment, we've got best round result: Neumann, Zalewski, Orlovsky, Bayer, and then David with his second round is the fastest. Then Hartonen and Karup with their third rounds are fastest. Then Figueiredo, Widmeyer, and Kobovic. Kilic has been dropped down to the 11th spot, and Orangaro to the 12th. So I think this they need to change how the ranking lists are shown, because it's just showing the single fastest run when it should be on the points. We had the same sort of issue yesterday. I'm sure it will be getting sorted because all the team managers and the drivers, of course, are going to be anxious to find out what is happening officially with the total point situation. But so we'll keep an eye on that. If we can find car 4, Kieran, car 4, we do have a follow request, and that is Tauber. Well, I was going to say young Tauber, but it's not young Tauber. He's a 40-plus racer. We should be having a 40-plus race as well later on, and a junior race as well. So always fun. Strictly exhibition sort of thing. The official 40-plus champion is going to be between the overall finishing time in the actual racing. So Hupo at the moment is leading that qualification. And oh yes, Brian Preddy reminding me it will update at the end of the round. Yes, so we are at. They're doing in not in number order. So let me see the timing. So at 11:45 or so, we'll have a proper update. But it's all very tight. So, but we can look at the overall times for Neumann. A 5:18.2 is his fastest with a 31.3 best lap. Obviously, that's just now when the track is just cooler, just a little bit cooler than it will be at the end of the day. I haven't seen anyone go out there with a temp gun or anything like that, but track is a little bit cooler than yesterday. 5:18.4 with a 31.2 best lap for Zalewski. Orlovsky with a 5:19.3 with a 31.5 best lap. Bayer with a 5:19.3 30.4 and a 31.4 best lap, and then I'll just do the top 5 because there's so many to go through and lots of clicks that you have to do. 5:20 is Ronnefeld's best time. He's got a 5:20 and a 5:20.1 and 5:20.6, and that's run 2 and 3 with a 31.5 best lap. Bayer's a 5:19 and a 5:20.8. Orlovsky with a 5:19 and a 5:20. Zalewski with a 5:18, and his next best is 5:22. Of course, it's based on finishing position, so in each round. So that's why I'm looking at those results. But it will update at the end of the round, around 11:45. So another hour or so, we'll see the full and proper point totals. Okay. Yeah, Boz Ricken saying huge grip and huge tire wear. No grip and huge tire wear. Well, I mean, they went. I think it was Hoopa who was telling us yesterday. They did go conservative on the choice with the tire compound, just to make sure that things would be able to last. And Mads2 Skånberg saying make an interview with the two most exciting Norwegians, Martin Skar and Alexander Gjembel. The other day, I'm not sure. Or no, it was the Finnish. I talked to Juna Hatanen. Did I talk to the Norwegians? I have to watch it back. But I always try to follow talk to at least one driver from each team, depending on the time and all. But a couple of questions with at least one driver from each team. Yeah, Pavel is saying, Hoopa said that they could go for a harder compound, if I remember right. Yes, but they have to stick with a single compound. So it's, yeah, they went with the softer. So,
had a quick chat with Jonas Karup.
Yes. What was the deal there? That's Marcus's dad. For anyone who,
he just made two fairly big mistakes, and then he said, because he's on the front tire he's using is pretty hard to get hold of. He said, so they just pulled off to save it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a write-off anyway, isn't it? Just get your head right and get the next one as good as it can be. Because he was looking super promising up until now, and something Ronnefeld's got out the wrong side of bed as well, I think maybe, but it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, we saw him actually make I mean, he went over and needed to be marshaled in the practice, which it's only practice, but it does knock your confidence just a little bit, even for a 5-time world champion, I'm sure.
But he was right there from the first round of qualifying, and even he said when I spoke to him, this isn't like me, because usually the beginning of qualifying he just has a nightmare, and he pulls it together towards the end. But as we know, he can win from 5th on the grid, as he did that's in Nitro Buggy, but as he did in Barcelos. But then he's had a great start in qualifying by his standards, from his own words. But then now he's kind of, just needs to get his head right for the last round, because it's all still to play for.
Yeah. Four
That's the cool
rounds.
thing about this 2 rounds to count.
Four different
keeps exciting.
Top qualifiers, yeah. And so, I mean, we do need to reiterate that, because a lot of people think because there's 5 rounds of qualifying, it's best of 5, which would be 3 rounds, but it's actually only 2 rounds to count. It's only 2 rounds to count. So we need to remember that in the live chat. I had a lot of people trying to correct me yesterday, and you were wrong. You were all wrong.
Yeah. And so if one of our current round TQers, that being Bayer, Ronnefalk, Orlovsky or Neumann, if one of those can TQ the last round, then obviously they're going to be overall TQ. So Neumann had a mare. He pulled off in one of the early rounds. I think it was the first or second round. He was fuming over, I think, mainly his own issues. But if he manages to do the same again as he said he's going to, he could be overall TQ, which we didn't expect at all. Him or Bayer. I mean, it'd be literally like we've entered a time warp.
I mean, these guys are older even than Ronefalk.
Yeah.
And
Ronefalk's getting on now by RC standards.
I mean, I was joking with Lee and Ongaro during the practice round because Ongaro was marshalling and he was you can chat a little bit. Obviously, we weren't distracting him. Lee had just finished, so I was saying, you could be in the 40 plus final or win another European championship as a 40 plus. Lee, you say, oh well, yeah, but there's Hupo too. It's like, oh yeah, that's true. But what about this guy here? He's getting old, isn't he? Pointing at Ongaro, and it's really funny. It's like 3 different like eras, sort of and almost 4 because Orlovsky's 23.
Ongaro's 24.
Is he? Okay, I thought he was just a tiny bit older.
Yeah.
Elliot Boots apparently is like 27, 28, something like that.
What?
Yeah.
No, you thought he's older than that, surely. Sorry if you're listening, Elliot.
It's hard to see the gray with the Bootsy hairstyle.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's all interesting. It's all good. Life in Cycling, one of our new heroes, asking, so by how much did the lap times go up compared to yesterday afternoon? Well, to be fair, they went down because at least for the top guys, you can see on if you go to my RCM, you can see, like for example, we were looking at Neumann. So yesterday morning, I'm looking at Neumann because he's most recent TQ. His best lap time was 31.6 yesterday morning, at about this time of day actually, and his best run time just now was 31.3, so 0.3 of a lap faster, and that's the best lap time. If we look at the medium time, which is the average time, 32.3 was his run 1 medium time. And then he had a terrible run. At the end of the day yesterday, he'd gone 1/10 faster on average pace. And just now, he did 31.8 as his average lap time. So on average lap time, he went 0.4 of a lap faster over 10 laps. So what is that? That's 4 seconds, isn't it? Bayer is 37, someone tells us in the live chat. That is impressive. So he's almost ready for 40 plus. So
that's what I said to Lee earlier. Like every year, the 40 plus Euros in Nitro Buggy is going to be like, oh, and now they're here.
Yeah.
Now Savoya's here.
Yeah.
Now Bayer's here. Now Battle's here. It's going to be like, it's going to be bring fresh excitement to that competition.
Definitely.
Year on year.
Yeah, so Orlovsky's TQ time yesterday evening was a 5:20, and this time was a 5:18.2 for Neumann. So that gives you an idea. I mean, even though it's the morning, and they're kind of fresh. I mean, they're not really fresh. They did have a round of practice. There was a 3-minute a round of practice. Everybody had the opportunity to run. You didn't have to. 3 minutes per round, per heat, and then they had the proper qualifying restart, which is what we just saw. And yeah, so it's quicker every time they go out, and more drivers hitting that 10-lap mark. So 5:18. So still, I mean, no one's going to get 11 laps on this. They'd have to go massively faster. So it's just going to be 10 laps just in lower and lower times, basically. So it remains to be seen. Next time the fast drivers will be out, they're going to start the round in reverse order for round 5 of qualifying, and that will be Group 12 out at 12:06, that's Central European time, and Group 11 out immediately after it at 12:14. And the first A final is scheduled to kick off at 3:20. The second A final will be around 4:20, and I say that that's a estimated time because we are going to have driver introductions and group photos, stuff like that. So, but be ready at 4:20. It's just 1 hour later. And yeah, so I think that covers us off. Heat 2 just out on just finishing up, and you see the results out there. So you can see the time difference: 9 laps in 5:31, and the fastest drivers going faster than that and doing basically a whole 40 seconds faster over 5 laps. On this next one, Kieran, we need to follow car 9 out, which works well with the going nice and wide and then zooming in on the last car to go out on track. Car 9 is Miller Freud, who is actually joining us from the USA. Not just because he's American and I'm American doesn't mean I know him, but Miller is here thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So it's a unique and special situation for EFRA to be able to allow this racer to come from the U.S. and race in a European Championship.
It's very cool. I think it was RC America, X-Ray Hudy, and like you say, the Make-A-Wish Foundation that kind of clubbed together to make this happen. So cool for this guy to be able to come and race over here. And you'll see he's got the Slovakian flag, and that's in accordance with the EFRA rules that were changed at the recent AGM that would allow a federation to have a guest if there was a spot available. So that's how that's happened.
He's actually the last car lining up right there with the yellow wing. A painted wing. Okay, so very easy to spot. And there goes Miller. Going over the triples, headed into the hairpin. Is Miller. Coming down the straight into the curly Q section. I don't really have much of a better word for you. If anyone has any suggestions, do let me know. I had to crowdsource some ideas for names for the karma sticks, the poles of pain, the shafts of shame, the masks of destiny, the stick of hurt, the beam of
I got one.
Despair.
I have one.
Okay, that's okay. He's doing a big pose thing. So I'm ready. Okay, yes, hand clap. Okay, arm movements. He's very proud of himself. The
prongs of purgatory.
I was thinking purgatory.
They're prongs, and they purgatoise.
The tines of tide, like fork tines. The prongs on a fork are called tines.
I did not know that. Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, in that sense, I'll use my Spanish linguistic skills and say the tenedors of terror.
The forks of terror.
Indeed.
Fabulous. Hey, Miller moving up pretty well. But we'll let him go, and we could pick another car unless I mean, it's a nice paint job. doing the quick thing and running the unpainted wing, but frosted with sandpaper. So it's not painted, but it looks semi-painted. So who did we just pick up here? This is Pavlis, I believe, coming up on Miller. Getting over the fast section into the bus stop. Oh, Miller takes it over. Getting in some trouble there into the short chute. Pavlis in that car 2 coming around. So maybe we can drop back another car. Pick up someone else here. Ah, nice bright pink magenta color, which is a nice color. I mean, if you don't want to call it pink, call it magenta or whatever you want. But this is like when you're watching the Formula One and someone does a pink lap or a purple lap. It's, you know, pinky purple. Car 1, I believe this is, of Alfie Castle. One of our junior racers. So 1 minute left. Frederick Moberg saying, morning guys, follow Hodelius please. Hodelius is car 8. I'm not sure where he is out on track just yet. Where is he? He's coming, he's one of these cars actually, I think. Someone's just gone over. Ah, Hodelius is the orange car just gone underneath us. Yeah, perfect. Why are the results online only showing the fastest round and not the best 2 combined? Because the round isn't complete. We started with heat 9 and we will finish with heat 8. So we are on heat 3 at the minute. Does anyone have a link to the results? If you go to myrcm.ch, you can follow the links there. Cameron Wells LC saying, food morning, everyone. Good luck to everyone. Good luck to everybody. And go on Alfie. So yes, definitely food morning.
We have a guest who's here to talk us through an exclusive on-board lap around the track.
Oh, all right then. Is it his lap?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
No, it's really cool to show the people.
Well, yeah, no, I thought it'd be
of the
someone.
track.
I thought it might be someone quick.
Okay.
I mean, the lap's okay.
It's not a bad lap. Let's have a look.
I didn't crash in it. Well,
Oh,
towards the
okay.
end
All
I
right
did,
then.
but
All right then. Let's see. Let's see this.
The main thing about this is to see what we can learn from the track. So here we go. Woo.
So this is the start of the lap. So you're basically off-roading towards the end. And then this section, if you're standing on the right-hand side, is really easy to see. There's a lot of depth perception on the track, I noticed, but the amount of times I've hit that corner table up there is, if I had £1 for every time I hit it, I'd be a rich man, basically. And this whole section here, it feels like it's really far left, so it's really hard to judge where your car is in this section. But it's a really cool track, but I think the main thing is just it's so big, so if you haven't been there before, it feels like you're just playing a bit of catch-up just to basically get used to it, to be honest.
But you have been here before.
Say again?
You have been here before.
Yeah, like 6 years ago, though.
Yeah.
So
And it has changed.
It has changed. It's changed a lot, especially with the surface and everything. So.
Yeah.
Well,
but it's a cool track layout. The grip's pretty fun as well, but it's challenging. So, no, I like it. It's good, but just wish I had more time here. That's all, really.
Absolutely.
And then,
there you go.
There's my £1 right there.
Fantastic. Thanks for talking us through that, Will.
No, I feel that normally I'm on like the other side of this, so this is quite. So now I see what it's like to be the people. Right. I better get ready and sign out. So
yeah, we'll let you
guys.
get back to the track.
It's interesting that Will's saying yes, I was here for the Worlds 6 years ago, and then there are other drivers who are saying, oh, but it's the same track as the Worlds, but it's a different track. It's still a different track. Yeah. So it's more grip because with the glue. Yeah. And how many what's the tire life like that you're getting? 2 runs, yeah. Even Ongaro is saving money. He ran his practice run was on the third run of that he did. So it's not like the practice round he ran, 2 run old tires, basically. Yeah. All right. So yeah, money saving all around for drivers, even Davide Ongaro. Wow, big gap between second and third already here. So number 5, I think, is going to be this one. Yeah, there we go. Timothy Jr. Well, not Timothy Jr. Timothy Lasserre, who is a junior from France. And we had several people yesterday asking to follow Timothy, so we'll follow him for a lap or 2. So he's one of our junior racers, and there's a couple of 40-plus racers in this one. That's Miller and Kotzinger and Coro as well. A couple of the juniors. We've got Michael Hudy and or Macau Hudy and Evie Tames or Evie Thames. Nitro Noob asking, are they all qualifying? Right now, this is qualifying, so they are on their own individual clock. Now, when I was racing in the States, it used to be called, we're using EFRA qualifying because this is what they use for the Worlds. And now I think it's kind of become the thing to do with all the big races because you're not like heads up racing with every single time you're out on the track. You're on your own individual clock. It's a bit like, like golf where you're racing against yourself generally. It's a bit more even and fair. For races like this. For a club race, yeah, heads up racing for all the qualifiers. I'm down with that. But for this, it's everyone's on their own individual clock, so they all set off one by one, a second or 2 apart. So the heads up racing will start around 3 o'clock today. I will actually get a time for that. Well, before I get to that, since I'm talking about the schedule, Group 8 is the final run for the qualifying round 4, which we're in the middle of right now. We start with the Group 9, and we're going to finish with Group 8. That starts at 11:38, which means it finishes at 11:43 because they're 5-minute runs. And then we have, importantly, a 23-minute break after Group 8. Okay. At the end of this round, at the end of round 4 qualifying, yes. I don't know. Why are you asking me why? That's what's on the schedule. At 12:06, Group 12. Yeah, but it's a 20-minute lunch break. That's not a lunch break. It's yeah, it's a half day. So there's a bit of a. Sorry? Yeah, we'll play out the pit walk then. I wasn't sure. That's kind of what I was getting at. I don't know how long it is. So we have about 23-ish minutes after Group 8. And then, 12:06, the fastest group of racers are out. Group 12, we redo the qualifying in reverse order. And here's a cool car on screen right now. Look at this. Green wheels, green body, green wing. It's one of the Hudy kids, Macau Hudy. And his, I believe his brother, I'm not sure, or cousin, one of the two. One of the other Hudy children is running an all-orange car. So it's quite cool. I like it. So anyway, 12:06, Group 12 is out. 12:14, Group 11 is out. And the Group 10, 9, etc., all the way down to Group 1. That finishes at 1:39. That's Central European time. Remember that. And then there's a team managers meeting just before the start of the A finals, or just before the start of the finals. There was a practice final at 220, which isn't going to count for anything, but it is just a thing. And we'll show it, but I'm sure, but it doesn't count for anything. Because the reason why they have the practice final is because they just do. It's just like kind of tradition. And then we have the L final starts at 3:10. And then the first of the A finals is at 3:20 with international turn marshals. So the L final will not be marshalling the lowest final, will not be marshalling the A final. And then we have the K, the J, the I, the H, the G, and then the A2 final is scheduled to start at 4:20, but that will be delayed very slightly for a driver introduction. And then we have the F, the D, the E, the D, the C, the B, and the A. No, don't have the A3. We have the 40 plus, and then the under 17, the junior final. Those are at 5:20 and 5:30 respectively. And then the final A is scheduled for 5:40, but obviously will be delayed. That will be a little bit further. Someone's tire has come off in the bus stop chicane. You can see the car being held in the bus stop. That is incredibly unfortunate. So someone is, and that's our fastest driver from previous qualifying runs, because he was meant to start first in this run. So that's going to be a throw out for this one. Unless I can get it, I mean, that's a broken shock or upper link or something like that. The whole suspension arm's just hanging off, so it's not good. Brian Preddy is saying the practice final is normally for media pictures, but yeah, there is that, but I mean, media will have gotten all their photos already. Just not with the car numbers from the actual finals. Trying to get a view of the. Is it? Who are we showing here? Trying to find the broken car. So Group 5 out on track now, and we're picking up, I think this is Bogdansky. Ooh, look at that. Opposite color wheels. What does the live chat think of that? Live chat. Car 1 flipping over and allowing next car just behind to get past. I think that's Uri Hudy. He does like to run purple on his car. Or is it? Oh, and over again. Or no, that's the other one going over. That wasn't Uri. Oh man, that is a nightmare run for this car. Find someone else. We're just cursing the poor driver. And this is car 1 of Rukonig. Running the rare painted wing. So I think with the yellow number sticker, I think the yellow wheels work fine. They look fine. And a lot of drivers have yellow on their cars because it is the brightest of the fluorescent colors. So it's just you can see where the cars are going. The wheels are pointed and all that. Someone's cheering on someone named Lucas. So let's see who that is. We have the DDAs. It's car 10. That's where car 10 is because he's about halfway through the lap somewhere. He's one of those cars at the left side of the track. Not this first one coming over the quads. It's car 4. And then we've got car, no number on the side. Car 0. I think we're on him. Okay, we did show him a bit. But now we actually know who it is. This is Lewis DDA. And I believe it's going to be the son, Loic DDA, is also in this qualifier. So that's father and son, I'm assuming. Heavy on the assumption there, father and son in the same qualifier. So, got to have 2 cars ready. Maybe it's a little bit easier rather than having them like one, like in consecutive heats. Oh, and over again. Okay, yeah, we're just bad luck. Who have we got here? I wonder how the referees aren't necessarily calling these cars for having just a single number on the body. It's supposed to be 3 numbers. It's car 9, I think, of Loic. This is the younger one. Life in Cycling saying maybe opposite color wheels are their good luck charm. That's common. They are common in club races as front wheels get replaced less frequently. I mean, if I were, as a casual racer, yeah, club racing and whatever, it really doesn't matter what color your wheels are. I wouldn't want to run darker ones, but then, those are hard to find anyway. You can't find like black wheels really, except for like touring car or 12th. Car number 7 of Hudy. He's just at the end of the lap, or somewhere near the end. No, he's already finished. My apologies. He's just finished just as I looked at the timing. So time is still counting down, but the cars who set off earlier are closer to finishing. Because he clicked the time at 5:02. Oh yeah, he's still going around. Oh well, yeah. Anyway, that's Uri Hudy there. Loves to race, and why wouldn't you? So if obviously today is finals day, we have another round of qualifying after this one. Tomorrow we've got 4 rounds of practice. Well, I mean basically it's the same as Monday, but with 4-wheel drive cars. 4 rounds of free practice and then 2 rounds of seating practice. On Friday. Got the days written wrong. On Friday, we've got 2 rounds of controlled practice, which are seed the drivers for 2 rounds of qualifying, and then 3 rounds of qualifying and the finals on Saturday. So basically exactly the same as the last today and the previous couple days. So someone earlier in the chat asked about the current order of drivers. In a couple of heats, we'll have the full official with the points after each round. But meanwhile, I'll run through the top 15 or so because it can still move around a little bit. But this is generally unofficial. But Jorn Neumann, Bartek Zalewski, Michael Orlovsky, Martin Bayer, all of those. No, Ronefalk. So Zalewski is the only one of those. Ronefalk is in 5th. Unofficially, it's kind of hard to explain it, but Zalewski finished 2nd in the most recent round, so he's going to have a 2. He doesn't have a 0 though, so he's not going to be in the top 4. It's going to be Neumann. Where did he finish? He doesn't have a 2nd or a 3rd, I don't think. So I think Neumann is overall going to be 4th. With Orlovsky, Bayer overall still pole, I believe. This is why it's hard to figure out before the official timing is sorted. So this is all unofficial. The names will move around, as I'm just realizing, like live. So Neumann, Zalewski, Orlovsky, Bayer, Ronefalk, Hottanen, Karup, Figueiredo, with Vidmeier, Kobovic. Kilic is 11th. Well, he's in there. Ongaro, Skidmore, Boda, and Ben Smith. That's 15 names, basically, because it will get moved around. Neumann, we know that Bayer has a 0 and a 2, and now he has a 4. Orlovsky, we know he has a 0, I think a 3, and now another 3 after that last round. It will be moved around. We're going to pick up car 8 somewhere out there, Kieran. Car 8 is in the first half of the lap, so somewhere on the right side of the track. I think they've just gone through the bus stop, the white back end with white wheels. I think that one is car 8. Bus stop is handy for getting the... Oh, no, that's the 0. My apologies. It might... It's the car after. No, that's the 6. Dang it. And then it's the 1. Okay, so it's probably the car ahead of that car. Should there be one. Car 8 is just crossed the line. Just crossed the line, so it'll be coming underneath you at some point very soon. There we go. So there you go, Reese. I'm getting confused here because RC Riss is just asked to follow Reese Ward. So either he's texting himself while driving saying, "Can you follow car 8 please," which is me, or someone has his account and it's saying, "Can you follow this car?" Dino DeMarco, well, asking, will you be calling the races today? I don't know. Is it a good or a bad thing if I'm calling the races? I'm saying that because I'm looking at the comments from Zaki saying, "It's not that hard, mate. 6 guys can be overall TQ." I know what mate means. So I know in this context. But helpfully, you do follow up with saying there are 4 guys with 1 and 2 that has 2s as best result. That's Bartek and Yuna. So all of them can be overall TQ if they win the last round. Yes, it is still all to play for. Oh, RC Risk saying, I'm Reese Trewartha and he's Risk Ward. The thing is, Zakis, the finishing results aren't shown on the ranking lists on MyRCM. So it's not showing the points until the end of the round. So that's why in about, 10 or 12 minutes, we'll have the full and complete official computerized listings. If someone could figure out before then, great. Knock it out. Post it. Oh, I didn't even realize Mr. Venables is out there as well. So I'm sure Kieran's already followed him a bit. He's actually there, chasing down car 9 of Mughal. So don't take each other out because they're roommates this week. Or flatmates or whatever, wherever they're staying. Oh, Venables goes over. A little tight there. And again, rhythm is off. Rhythm is off. But no, it was a very interesting look from the onboard of Will's car. He doesn't have the camera on his car now. But it was interesting to see how the car actually drives around. Obviously, you know, this track is at least twice, maybe 3 times bigger than most people's club tracks, and it's a completely different surface. And as Will was saying, even if you were here 6 years ago for the Worlds, 2019 Worlds, which Coelho and Rivkin won, track layout is very similar, and even some of the jumps are familiar, but the surface is totally different. Tires totally different. The cars completely different. All the car design has moved on in 6 years. So it's not like you can come here and go, yeah, I'm fast because I was here for the Worlds. It is all entirely different. Okay, so we are with Alt Manning, I believe. Made a bit of a tank slapper there coming onto the straight. So now he's got De Vere just behind him. Oh, and then De Vere gets it all wrong in the hairpin. Now he's got, I think it's Oliver Koos just behind him now. So we're already 2 minutes in, or no, a minute and 15 in. Waite's taking over the top spot. De Vere's still second. Over the quad and around the poles of pain. The Tenedores of tenacity. The masts of destiny. Sticks of shame. On this fast section. There's another one of those poles there. We've seen it was actually hit a couple times earlier in proceedings, and there is a bungee section that it keeps it in place, but if the pole gets hit hard enough, it does knock out the whole, the bit that holds the bungee in actually gets pulled out as well. Pretty brutal. But the nice and bright orange, you shouldn't be, ooh, getting it wrong there. And now we got 3 cars together. Got a clumping situation. Remember, they're all on their own clock. So, thing is, if you pull over and let someone pass, you do lose, a quarter second or a third of a second or whatever. So all you can really do is hope to put pressure on the car ahead of you to make a mistake, like what just happened there, and then that car makes a mistake, and now situation back to sort of where it was, but everyone's lost a bit of time. And this car didn't make any mistakes, but had to wait for all these cars to make the mistakes. Is that a car 7? No, it's not the 7. I think it's the 1. Yeah, it is the 1. So this is De Vere. Running a clear, non-frosted wing. Minute remaining in this one. So final laps for the racers as they're coming across. Until it's the final lap when the number changes to that sort of pale green. And when they cross the line for their final time, the number goes dark green, as you can see there, and of course the name goes with that blue as the computer counts the time. So Harley Eldridge taking second in that one. Harley, as far as I'm pretty certain, very much a long-time X-Ray racer, but more of a touring car racer. You see her quite often at the touring car races, touring car events that we go to. Did quite well at the Euros last year in Belgium. Made her first A final at the ETS in, I think, modified it was. Her first mod A final in Wiener Neustadt at last year's, I think, the round ending ETS for 17, season 17. So we're heading into heat 8 now. So this is the final heat of round 4. And after this one, we're going to have a short break. We're going to watch the pit walk, which should be pretty interesting, especially if you've never been to the Hudy Arena or seen the tours or whatever. And so final race. So I do apologize if you're asking for car follows. Just can't see the live chat at the minute. But we'll follow the usual suspects. Car 5, Mike Thompson. Haverneck, we have to follow him. The legend that is Oliver Haverneck in car 8. And car number 9 of, I think it's Isaac McFadye. Spacing out the drivers a bit more, I think. Maybe it might be like a 3-second count rather than 2-second. Just feels like it's someone's waiting. Yeah. Yeah. We may as well follow that one because it's one of our common requests every round. Gave himself quite a bit of space there. Waited another couple of seconds after the numbers were called. Smart thing to do, as long as you're not going to get a penalty for it. You know, give yourself enough time so that you're not going to catch the car in front. If you're feeling that confident that you're going to catch the car in front, and also that the faster cars that have set off first at least have still have a good number of laps before catching you. Because it does throw you off. I mean, when you have a completely clear track, you just drive different than when you have a car just at the edge of your vision or hanging off your rear bumper, or you're coming up onto them and you're like, okay, we're all in qualifying, but I really want to get past you. And you're not letting me pass. So now I just have to sit here. So see where that car 9 of McFadye is. Actually, see where Haverneck is, actually. He's about to come across in that car 8. I think it's the next car. Yeah, it's the orange car about to come down the main straight now, Kieran. We follow our pal Oliver. There he is. Now we're giving him plenty of attention because he was so helpful for us to get Kieran from Vienna to Trenchen on Sunday night. So I'm sure they had a good old chat. I think it's like an hour and a half drive. Oh, and over. But champion's roll, landing on his wheels. So that would have been a slow lap for him, 4 and 2:19. But he should be able to recover from that if he can just keep it. Oh, went wide there though. This didn't roll. And the other car that we wanted to follow is Isaac in the car 9, who's just coming underneath you, Kieran. Car 9. I'm not sure what the color of the car is. McFadye is somewhere in that last section, car 9. It's one of these 3 cars about to cross the line now. Someone literally just walked in front of it. Great, okay. I think it's the lead car of these 3, I think, or it was. Helpfully, someone literally walked right in front of the window before, as the car 9 was going past, or what I think was the car 9. It's the car 4 that we're on, so maybe it's the other car, the white one car forward, I think. This is the car 4 of Grand. Oh no, it's if we go back, it's the only just recent areas. Yes. Whew, finally get there. There's Isaac on camera. I know we've had lots of requests to follow Isaac, and without access to the live chat, I'm just operating on what I remember from yesterday. So that is it for qualifying round 3. We have got a little bit of a break now, but we have a special little treat for you, and we're going to be showing you the pit walk. Is that right? Yep. So stay tuned for that, and that is coming up. We want to thank our sponsors, Hobby Wing, J Concepts, S-Works, Euro RC, X-Ray, El Saram, Mebo Sport with their 10% discount this week. R1 Works, Team Savox, Schumacher, Absema, and T-Works. We'll be back in about 20 minutes, but meanwhile, enjoy the pit walk.
Hey everyone, welcome back to RCTV. We're going to do a pit walk here at the 2025 European Championships at Hudy Arena here. So you're here with me, Will Venables, briefcase, commonly known. So we're going to go find some victims to interview, but you can see here already. We just show them some of like the stuff in the trophies and all their like prototype cars. You can really see like how much work these guys put into developing and showing off all their cars and wins from the years. So you can see a bunch of their prototype ape scale stuff here. Looks like some GT cars. They're pretty good. So I think this is all their on-road stuff because a lot of their off-road stuff is upstairs. So yeah, here's So here's some guys just chilling out, playing some table tennis. I don't know what the scores are there. We're going to have a quick chat with these 2 guys here, with Dan Pole and Ollie Natras. So these guys are some pretty young guns from the UK. So let's start with Ollie. Ollie, how's your qualifying day going so far?
Pretty rubbish. My steering fell apart. And the other 2 made mistakes. But yeah, it was all right. My laps are quick, much quicker than yours. So yeah, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. And Dan, how's it going as well?
Very good, thank you. I've got a 28 and a 21, but I don't know where I got in this round, but I'm happy with the car. I got a 32.0 as well, so the car's quick. I'm just not quick, so yeah.
Well, consistency is not a bad thing to have, so there we go. Cheers, guys. Right, let's find some, I guess we can go to talk to some guys in the X-ray camp, and we'll go upstairs and see some other people. So who is who is here. I guess we can get a quick glimpse of one of Folk's European winning car from Barcelos. So he did pretty well to win that. So let's go to David, I think. Let's ask him. Let's go and see how his day is going. So, David, do you have a quick minute? Yeah.
Stand up.
You're like way taller than me. So how's your European Championship going so far?
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the first day. 3 rounds in the top 3. Obviously, we were really close there in the third qualifier with Jonah and Michael. I had 2 laps where I kind of landed badly, let's say, and lost probably half a second both times. So that's the difference between finishing third and TQ. So it's kind of a little bit frustrating. It's been feeling good all day. But I'll take the first day, all the runs in the top 3. It sets us up well for tomorrow in the last 2 to try something else and see if we can look for just a little bit of the performance out of the car that I still feel like I'm missing, just turning the wheel a little bit too much compared to what I want. So just need a little bit more steering, and then it should be very good.
There we go. I feel like since you've come to X-Ray as well, like you've kind of expanded your horizons with doing a bunch of classes. So you've done a little bit of on-road, and now you're doing coming back to 10 scale now. So has that been helping, or how have you been finding that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always good. It's like a fresh thing to go to different races, drive different classes. Like it always keeps you motivated and fresh. But at the same time, it's a lot of work, of course. Not just the racing part of it, but the prep side of the things. Just being able to have everything prepared for each race that you attend. It's more difficult when you do more classes, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I had good success a couple of weeks ago in Portugal, and I think that was a good turning point for me now. Also confidence-wise, I feel strong. So knew the cars were gonna be good heading into this weekend. So that was like also very good, and I can just focus on myself driving the car the best possible out there.
Cool. There you go. Thank you so much, and good luck. All right, let's see. We're going to have a quick word with Max, actually. Max, you got a sec?
Of course. What's up, guys?
Yeah, so I guess you're sort of done with school now for a little bit, so you're back to racing a bit?
For a little bit, let's say, for 1 year now. So I have a little break, and I can do more RC.
There we go. And how's your qualifying day gone so far?
Yeah, well, I started pretty bad. In the first one, I crashed like 3 times, so I hope to improve in the next ones. And I did. I made 2 flawless runs, let's say, but it was kind of slow. So I'm like just outside the top 10, so B main should be secured, which is okay for no practice, let's say, but the A main is always the goal, so I will try my best tomorrow.
Cool. No worries, thanks a lot and good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Sweet, so let's see. I didn't want to get Martin Bayer, but I don't know where he is. I assume he's doing lots of X-ray duties and running a little bit of the show. So I guess let's go upstairs to the non-X-ray people, where I am and several of us are. So for the 2019 Worlds, I don't know if Matt can show real quick. Actually, if you go show through there, this is where like their on-road and off-road track is. So where the on-road track is where we all pitted for the Worlds. And I think they've changed up a little bit, but you can see their facility, like they literally have everything here. A bit of an RC mecca. I've been to a lot of tracks and let's say venues, and this definitely is probably pretty up there, not gonna lie. So let's see, who should we go to? You know what, let's go to Yona. Yeah, let's go to Yona. Yona, mate, we need a word with you. Let's go. So I'm going to be honest, your car looks pretty damn good, so how did that qualifier go for you?
Really good. I had a good fight with Michal and all the other guys, but it's just super tough, like I told before. So close, no room for mistakes, and just I think it came down to the last lap actually. I need to avoid Martin because he made a mistake, so but anyway, happy to be second. That's like more than enough for me. So yeah.
There we go. I guess now you have a 2 and a 3, so any game plan for tomorrow, or kind of just go from there?
We just try to get a bit more steering into the car, and maybe that way a bit more speed, but overall just we are feeling super confident, so not at least huge different changes anymore.
There we go. I think it's that transmitter skin, just saying.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. Thanks a lot. So, I think it'll be interesting to talk to Craig. I don't know if he's got a sec. We'll let him do his photo. General, you have a sec?
Good evening.
There you go.
How's it going, Jay?
Yeah, not bad. So you're off your little revival, vintage stuff. So how's it feel to come back here to the modern stuff?
Oh, it's pretty stressful, to be honest. So, mind you, last weekend was stressful as well, but we're building pace. It's always going to be tough here, and I think for us, it was kind of expected that it'd be kind of frustrating in the beginning. Whether we were going to kind of get there, we weren't quite sure, but pace is building. The guys are doing a good job of kind of keeping it together, being sensible and mature about the approach, and I think we're close now. So ultimate raw lap time, not quite there, but building consistency. Second, fourth in round that time, so much better. But some of the guys are still struggling a lot. Get to grips with the track and the features and the nature of the track that we just don't like. Certainly the UK guys, that we don't have this back home. It's it's very kind of like, I guess, 8-scale style or American style tracks, which shows. We get kind of ground down by the traditional no jumps, bumpy Astro tracks, and I think when we come to events like this now, it starts to show a little bit. So
someone's showing me something. There we go. Nice one. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Well,
cheers. So let's see. Is Michael there? I don't think so. Who can we? I don't know if you want to. Someone's trying to. I don't know if I can say shoot, but someone's trying to spray a little bit of water at me. Let's leave it at that. So, should we go to Clement Bode? Let's go to Clement Bode. Let's go to Bode. So, sorry, General. Sorry, boss. So, Clem, you got a sec? So, Clement Bode from France. So, you had a pretty good 8-scale Euros, and I feel like that's kind of been growing on you quite recently, and now you're kind of back to, I guess, your kind of you're the class you're mainly good at. So, how's it been going so far?
For the moment, it's really difficult for me. I can't go to the warm-up, so it's the first time. It's better than better, 1 second after, but I made always one mistake. At the end, just a little mistake after the straight, but it's like 2 seconds, and 2 seconds is a lot of position. So yeah, 15 and 16 for the two best, and 18 at the last one. Yeah, we need to try maybe some different thing for the free practice tomorrow morning, and we'll see. There are 2 more runs tomorrow, so it takes the 2 best, so all is possible. So yeah, I don't know. We need to see with my dad and my mechanic Seb what we will change for tomorrow, and I don't know. For the moment, it's difficult for me, but tomorrow I hope will be better.
Cool. Perfect. Best of luck.
It's different than the S-scale for sure. The S-scale, it's like we made just a lot of race with S-scale this year, less intense scale, so we need to. It's a different race, so yeah. But we will try. We will improve something. We want on the car, and we will see tomorrow what happens during qualifying.
Perfect. Best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cool. So let's. You know what? I'm gonna go to these two. I'm gonna go to these two that are trying to squirt me with something to put them on the spot and see what they say. Ooh. So since you two are, putting water, let's talk to you two. So how's it going, Abe?
Not too bad. I'm enjoying myself quite a bit, especially what just happened. I enjoyed that a lot. How about yourself, Will? How about yourself?
Well, it was good until it got a little bit wet, but it could be a lot worse. And then we'll talk to Yaz here. So he's in the Nemo gear. So I guess we can ask him about that. So how's the Agama project going? It's a little bit delayed, it's a bit unfortunate, but I guess you can talk to us about it.
We're not far from it, but it didn't work out for this weekend. And you have wet yourself.
We were talking about the Agama car. We finished our conversation about the water.
We'll leave that till later.
Thanks. Right, let's go find someone else that isn't gonna. So, we can talk to Mikhail. Let's go to him. Let's hunt him down. Michael? Mikhail, have you got a second?
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot. So I was just with you at ETS where you had some pretty good luck. Not luck, but also you drove very well. So how's the off-road side going? You made a very quick transition. So you're going from tarmac to off-road, so how's that?
It's okay. The first few runs was just trying to figure out how to drive buggy again. But we've been here in the warm-up and practice, so kind of the starting point was okay, but the track keeps developing and we need to adjust the car to that. So we made some big changes for Q3, which worked really well, but now the car is totally different, so we need to start from zero kind of for tomorrow. We have a morning practice, so we're gonna try something to improve the car, but happy to take the TQ, the fastest run, and still anything can happen tomorrow with 2 more rounds, 2 out of 5, so we'll just try and make the car the best we can for tomorrow, and it'll be an interesting finals as well.
Perfect, best of luck.
Thank you.
Cool. Now I think we have time. Do we have time for 2, maybe 3, Matt? Cool. Let's find let's go to let's do that. Let's go to Mika, I think. Mika, you have a second? Cool. So here, Mika, I guess I'll ask you, how's your qualifying day going so far?
So far was okay. I had like 3 consistent top 10 runs, so was not too bad in general. Just need a bit more speed, a bit more pace to get like 1 higher run, so maybe I can do the A-man with it, but so far it's okay.
Cool, perfect, thanks a lot. And let's, we can go to Davide, why not? It's so a little bit tight in here. So we'll intrude on Davide's conversation. Davide, you got a sec? So I don't think you really need any introduction, but I guess how's qualifying going so far?
Yeah, so far it's good. I had a crash in the first lap, second lap in the Q1, and then I had a P6 in the second, and now I crashed on the middle of the qualifying. But actually, I'm getting my rhythm. Maybe it's a bit late, but I try to make it happen for the main. We will see tomorrow.
Cool. And then, are you pretty looking forward to four-wheel drive as well, the new 84 platform?
Yeah, it will be the first time I tried it, so we will see it tomorrow and Thursday.
Cool. Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Cool. And okay, I think Yao's on the phone, so I'll go to a few of our local guys quick and see if we'll go talk to Tommy and a few of the guys. Boys, we need to do an interview here. So I guess let's start with Jay Hull first. So Jamie, how's your qualifying day going so far?
Well, I've had one pretty good run. I got a 15, and then other than that, I've just been making too many mistakes. So I just need to clean it up a little bit. I think I was driving too hard earlier on, and then I had a run where I kind of slowed down, and I almost felt like that was my best run. And then I tried harder again then, and was just terrible again. So I think I just need to just do some nice clean runs tomorrow and see where I end up.
And how are you finding the track? I guess another question as well is that all of the Euros recently have been on Carpio or Astro. I think our last dirt Euros in 2019. So what are your thoughts on the dirt coming back, making a comeback for the Euros every year?
I mean, I really like racing on dirt. I think it's a shame we don't get to do it more often with the 10th cars. Obviously, with the 8 scale in the UK, we have a few dirt tracks, but 10th scale we never ever race on dirt, and it's really cool. The cars feel like they work properly, as they should, and I really like it. And the track's amazing. The track's amazing. So yeah, I'm enjoying the track.
Cool. Nice one. I'm now going to talk to your other one, T Hull.
W Venables.
So how's your qualifying day going so far?
Well, it's not been the best day for me, but tomorrow 2 qualifiers, 2 rounds count, so I can still TQ the meeting. So nothing's out the window yet, but don't.
Looks like everyone's got this contraption going on.
I hope that's tyre sauce in there and something on my tyres, but no, it's not been a great day. I've just not had the feel in the car, and I've had crashes. Last run was a clean run, but I can't hit my lines every lap, and it's just a bit
just not very good. But I'm sure we'll get there in the end, and hopefully by 4-wheel we'll have learned enough on this surface, and we'll be there. But yeah.
Nice one, thanks a lot. I guess we'll talk to Thompson here as well. I know he's hiding away, but we're going to go talk to him. So turn around, smile for the camera. So Matt, how's your qualifying day going so far?
I just had my best run. I don't know what it's going to be yet because the round hasn't finished, but that was the best run of my day. So yeah, we're all right, that one. Lots of changes, as you can see. I've got gearboxes out, everything, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
I feel like a million UK guys will ask this, and what's the surface like compared to Worksop? Or
You know what? I'd say it's not far off. I mean, obviously it's a lot bumpier, jumps and stuff, but the actual slide on the car's setup now is not far off. It's it's pretty close. Yeah.
Cool, nice one. Well, good luck for tomorrow. Cheers. I think the last person we'll just talk to Zhao and anyone else, or should we? Cool, sweet. So let's talk to Zhao and see, because I know he's a techno driver, so I wonder if this is any sign that maybe techno's working or something. Zhao, do you have a sec? Cool. So you're here at Temsco, which isn't really your usual class, so I guess I'll ask you how's it going, and then what brings you here to Temsco?
Well, it's actually going way better than I thought. I had a chat with Matt about this. Like, my last time here was at the Worlds, I was E main. So like now I'm fighting for the A main. So it's going pretty well. We've been working good together with all the associated guys, with Abida and Nuno. And yeah, I just came because like I saw it was going to be on Hudy, so it was for sure going to happen even if it rained. Then I have the Techno 4-wheel drive car, and I've been doing like some carpet racing at home. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll just try it out and see how it goes. I mean, it's kind of an off-schedule race, let's say, to try to have some fun, and maybe I get used to this and I start to come more times, hopefully.
Of course, I guess I should ask, like, is there anything in the pipeline with Techno to maybe come back to Temp, or is this more just purely just for fun and kind of back down memory lane?
I had some chats with the boss. They don't plan to do anything for now. They have some ideas for future, but we are more focused on the 8-scale cars right now, obviously. We have the Worlds coming up in my track in like a month or so we're just focused on doing that, getting the car to where we want it to be. But from what I know, like, some stuff might come, but it should take some time. I suppose it will depend on how I do, and some races over in America, I would say. I don't know. We'll see.
Perfect. Well, good luck with the rest of your event.
Thank you.
Cool. So I think we'll just show you guys the outside real quickly with the on-road track. So they really do have everything here, and I really wish we had something like this a bit closer to the UK. It'll be like my home. I'd probably consider just buying a container and just living out of it. These guys really getting excited, aren't they? So yeah, this is basically the on-road track here. So I think they used to hold a few ETSs here, but this is mainly for the Hudy series now. So yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up here. So this is Will Venables signing out, and we'll catch you all at the next one.
We love your briefcase.
I've got fans. Got fans.
Right, so there we are. Very nice pit walk from Briefcase, Will Venables. And we're ready to, well, we've already got cars on track. This is the top group. They're lining up. And we can report that, obviously, after that last round, well, the most recent round of qualifying, Group 4, Round 4, Martin Bayer, Michael Olofsky, David Ronfog, Jorn Neumann, all have 0 results for, they've all TQ'd around. It's still anyone to play for. Any one of them, and or Bartek, Zalewski, and Juno Hattinen can be in there. The rest of the top 10 is Karup, Figueiredo, Kilic, and Vidmeyer. Ongaro, Kovacic, 11th and 12th. Ben Smith, top Brit. Kilic is the only Turkish racer. Ongaro is the only Italian racer. Figueiredo is the top Portuguese. Yeah, so just catching up. So there's some of the top racers. Kovacic, Ronefalk, Neumann, Bayer, the old guys. Well, not Kovacic. He's probably about his same age as Orlovsky there in the white shirt. So less than 30 seconds to get going. And we'll start with, let's start with Neumann. Let's pay attention basically to only the drivers who can take TQ overall. Remember, only 2 rounds of 5 to count. This is the 5th round, 5th time they've been out for a qualifier. I think total driving time on the track has been less than an hour, I think, so far for everybody. We'll take a couple laps with Neumann, and then we'll drop back to Orlovsky, Ronefalk, Bayer, Zalewski, and Hattinen. The rest of the drivers, yes, obviously very important, but they are not in the hunt for overall TQ, or overall pole position, I should say. Round by round qualifying. So whoever goes fastest in this run right here will very likely be our TQ. Oh, Neumann gets that wrong. He gets that wrong. That could be his chance over. And who's that behind him? I believe that is Zalewski. The yellow wheels. The young Polish racer. Trying to get past Neumann around the hairpin in this loop section. Oh, and Neumann gets it all wrong now. That is his chance gone now. Zalewski now. Clear track. Miles of clear track ahead of him. Loads of clear track behind. And you can see Neumann there has actually lost track position to another car. I believe it's possibly Karup. Coming through the finishing loop here. Across the quad. Oh, and Zalewski gets it wrong. And that is car 4 of Orlovsky who's just gone past him. So we'll stick with Orlovsky. Surely we're not going to have a commentator's curse 3 times in a row. Orlovsky around the hairpin. Zalewski right on his back bumper. These two have a little bit of history dating back to the EOS at the start of the year. Both of them top Polish racers. Over the tabletop, that's the wall ride corner where a lot of people are smacking into the wall early in the qualifying proceedings, but these guys have it down. Orlovsky trying to keep it tight, trying to keep Zalewski behind him. That quad jump catching out a lot of drivers. Let's drop back 2 cars now. I believe this is Bayer. Yeah, very tight there. Squaring off all the corners. Oh, and just ahead of him, Zalewski and Bartek get it all mixed up. Bayer is through. Can't tell who made the mistake there, but obviously someone clipped the 90-degree left coming out of the bus stop. And I'm going to guess it was Orlovsky, and then Bartek ran into the back of him. But that's just a guess. That 90-degree corner there, 1 lap ago, and you can see actually Orlovsky clipping the apex of the bus stop chicane as well. Ronefalk is pulled off. Ronefalk is also out. It's going to be Bayer for overall pole position. He's got a 4:15. Hottonen a full, well, half a second behind. We haven't shown him yet, but I think it's going to be Bayer. Stay with these three. So this lap and one more to finish. 30 seconds on the master clock. Hottonen making up loads of time on Bayer, but he's not. There's a chance he could get TQ in this round, but he will not have. He doesn't have low enough results or low enough points to take the overall. Stick with Bayer. One more. No, computer showing Bayer's done 10:5:19. That's just a little bit, just 1.2 seconds slower than Neumann in the last round. I believe that is going to be Bayer for overall pole. So we're going to show the official results after. There's Bayer. But we're going to have the results screen come up, and we'll get a word from the drivers in the pits. There's the results. So 10 laps, 5:19.44. Hottonen 5:20. Orlovsky 5:22. Karup 5:23. 5:23 as well for Kobovic. Kilic. Okay, here we go. Back to Matt.
Wow, what a pressure cooker that turned into. You could tell in the nerves all the mistakes being made behind him, but wow, just wow. Feel a lot of pressure with that.
It was a lot of pressure because I know so many people can still TQ in the last one, but I make a gamble on the car because I struggle with the car to be too stuck. It was too slow, so I make a gamble on the car. It pays off. Also helps the others crash because everybody was under huge pressure. So super happy I'm starting first, but we will see for the finals because I will have 9 young lions behind me and all wants to beat me and win, so it will be very, very difficult.
It's been a whole lot of talk and chatter online about the front tyres. Do you want to shed some insight onto what front tyres you're running?
I have to go marshalling, but I'm running the standard two-wheel drive tires. So
that's all we needed to know. That's all we needed to know. Thanks, Martin. Let's not get him a penalty when he needs to marshal. And he just TQ'd at the ripe old age of, I've forgotten, but he's in 30s. Congratulations to Martin. You could see the pressure, uncharacteristic mistakes from lots of drivers. These guys are going to go fast too, so let's see what happens.
37 is Martin Bayer's age. 37. Can you believe it? So, Heat 11 out now on track. The second fastest qualifier group. So, Hal Figueiredo leading them off. We got our timing back. Yeah, there's Hal. Of course, now we're no chance anyone in this group can get TQ or pole, but who is going to be able to take their take the position they want in the big show in the A final? Wow, so many crashes. I'm still getting over how many crashes there were for 4 or 5 drivers, and 2 pulled off. It was pretty intense. So Figueiredo headed into the bus stop chicane right here. Very slow. That's right there. A few minutes ago is where Orlovsky and Zalewski came to grief. The quad jumps just before the finish line, just here, catching out many drivers. Zalewski and Neumann, oh, just like that, casing it. And this is Widmeyer. Misha and Neumann running the S-Works. one of our broadcast partners this weekend. Thank you very much to them. So we'll let Misha go and go back to sort of situation normal for qualifying. I think this is Ongaro with the gigantic front wing, gigantic rear wing. Has he taken? No, the front wing's still there. Ongaro, the only driver from Italy. And helping out this Portuguese racer of Figueiredo, who was the first car that we followed. Figueiredo, usually we see him running a Techno Nitro buggy or electric buggy. We'll see him at the e-buggy Worlds in Portugal at his home track in just a few weeks. But Ongaro helping out Figueiredo with, he's running an associated buggy this week. Well, a pair of buggies this week, I should say. We'll see four-wheel drive kicking off tomorrow. So Skidmore doing really well in this run. Where's he at in the car 4? He's running, I believe, oh, he's the next car behind. Perfect. Getting good acceleration into the quad. Skidmore trying to be top Brit, at least he is at the moment in this qualifying run anyway. He's got Schumacher racer Ben Smith is the other racer looking to be top British racer. It's pretty easy for Ongaro and Kilic because they're the only Italian and Turkish racer, respectively. Ooh, nearly getting caught out by the poles of peril. Ooh, and clipping the pipe there, making it wheelie a bit. That wasn't acceleration. Skidmore here running an X-Ray. Very large British team here as well. Usually is for 10th off-road. Long and storied history in European racing. Stretching back not just to Lee Martin and Neil Cragg, but Craig Drescher, Jamie Booth, winning it so many times in the 90s. Skidmore dropping down to 4th. Ongaro up into 2nd at the moment. Figueiredo and Ongaro, Vidmeyer all trading top spot. See where Skidmore crosses the line here this time. Stays 4th. Let's find the, I think the next car across the finish line is Max Gotzel. Or it's car 9 of Clement Boda. It's one of those two. They're both very Ronnefolk-esque colors with the white, yellow, and green. Gotzel running the similar paint scheme but with white wheels. I think is actually just a car. Car 6 is who that is. Ben Smith just behind. So drop back one car to Ben Smith. Oh, sorry. We were already on. Oh, you'd already found Gotzo. My apologies there, Karen. We had Gotzo on camera for a bit. Running a Sanwa. Sorry, not Sanwa. Savox servo as well. Savox, another one of our event broadcast supporters. And time is finishing for the drivers. Jamie Hall going to be the last one to cross the finish line in the car number 10. There's Max there. It's weird, he's an electric racer, but we usually see him most pitting for Uri Hudy in the Nitro Track Euros. So here's the official results from that one. And we'll throw it to Matt in just a moment. And here he is.
I'm kind of torn I'm kind of torn whether to speak to the previous heats who just marshalled and are coming off, the people that are coming off now. I'll tell you what, I will prioritise the fastest guy in that particular heat who's been trying to find his feet all week after missing a few rounds of practice. Only issue is I can't quite... Oh, I can find him. I didn't recognise the T-shirt, like Frank said. Got the blue T-shirt. This guy's fast. This guy's fast. Finally finding your feet.
Yeah.
It's finally coming together.
Yeah, yes, maybe too late. But let's see. I mean, I don't know if I make it happen for the A-main, because I had a P6 and P4 or 5 in this round. But yeah, finally the car is good. Just need more practice during the year, but I'm happy.
So is this practice for the Worlds for you, basically?
What?
Just basically practice for the Worlds?
Yeah, exactly. Because I didn't go to the warm-up in Australia, and this is the only race I do in one time during the year. So yeah, we will see.
Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, Davide. We'll let you go, Marshall. And so, yeah, we're running in reverse order now, I guess, which always takes me by surprise. But Michael coming off, he's not known for short answers. But I'll try to just get a really quick word from him. Michael, how's it going? You had a bit of an issue on the back area. What happened?
I clipped the pipe and then Borek drove through me, so yeah, small mistake from my side, and yeah, we'll see what I can do from third.
It's going to make for some exciting finals for us.
Yeah, I think Martin is quick. I hope David, I don't know, he kind of lost pace today, but anyone can make mistakes. We're all on similar pace, so it will be exciting to watch.
Best of luck for them.
Yeah, so there you go. Hearing it from the words of the drivers themselves, it's you can see what the pressure does to them. You know, we're used to seeing like the hero moments and the amazing drives, and you know, obviously the photos are like, you know, the best possible driving moments of their cars and them celebrating. But when they're under pressure, they are under pressure, and we saw it in that first round of that first heat of this final round of qualifying. Obviously, we started with the very fastest drivers, and we're working our way back through the qualifying groups. So we're going to finish with Heat 1, and then we're going to have a bit of a break. There will be a Practice A final at 2:20, and that is Central European time. And yeah, so that is our qualifying order is set. So the first A final will kick off at 3:20, and at approximately 4:20 will be the A2. So just trying to see if I can figure out the actual qualifying orders for. No, of course, it hasn't sorted itself out, but point times aren't showing because it's obviously it's not the end of the round. But this year, I think this is Mr. Lee Martin, one of our top 40-plus racers. Hupo Honegel was in the heat before, in heat 11. Another 40-plus. Martin Bayer, as we were just saying, literally like 2 or 3 years away from being a 40-plus racer himself. And here he is. He's TQ at the European Championships for two-wheel drive. And you know, we don't know Martin especially well, but you can see that it really meant something to him to beat some of these, well, everyone else. And as he said, there's going to be 9 lions behind him chasing him. Starting first is no guarantee of anything, really. So we'll see certainly what happens in starting with that first day final. Now there is a practice final, but that is kind of just like you know, I don't know, scrubbing your tires maybe, or just see if the track has changed. Obviously it won't because we're indoors. the sun doesn't even shine directly on it. There is a huge skylight that goes down the middle of the track. So Johansson in the Johansson is the orange car, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, because I was talking about the flag. I'm just not. Oh no, that's not it. I'm playing tricks on myself. I swear he was running an orange car in the last qualifier. Anyway, if we're still on Lee, we are. We'd find maybe a different car to follow. Oh, yeah, Johansson is he's running a completely different car. He's running a white body shell now. He's just come underneath you, Karen. There he is. I swear, is it? Am I going crazy, or was he running an orange body earlier in qualifier round 4? Why would he change bodies? It's 10th buggy. Nothing happens to the body. It's weird. Who else could we follow? We didn't pay any attention to Tommy Hall in the last run. He's just come underneath Kieran. Actually, he's a car behind. Just one car behind. It's Tommy. One of those young guns that we're always talking about. Didn't do so hot earlier in qualifying. Really unhappy, but it's a very big and coordinated or associated team. So they've all gotten a bit faster. Everyone's gotten a bit faster. But, you know, these drivers sharing setup information and things to do with wheels and inserts and all that. And speaking of that, we heard from Martin Bayer himself. I mean, he told me off camera much earlier this morning, and you know, he's happy to share it to the world. He's running the two-wheel drive front tires that supposedly some drivers, I don't know, issues, tire things. So there's the official results from there. Martin, Johansson, Lautenbach, Holdsworth, and Pole, top 5. Yeah, so in the chat, basically, people just basically just replying to my just random thoughts. Maybe Johansson is just wanting to get a different aero balance on with a different body, maybe better visibility. Well, he went from a bright orange to a white body, so that's why I wasn't thinking that was the case. Yeah, and another comment saying maybe just to get a different type of aero. They look the same to me, but it's I don't know. Maybe he's got a new body shell sponsor like J Concepts or somebody, and he wanted to have wanted to use a J Concepts body or something. Eric Ruthig 11 saying superb coverage, guys. Thanks for it. Thank you very much for watching along. We're here all week. Tip your waitress. Don't forget the veal. See how big this track is. I think, you know, the normal like gymnasium basketball court sized track that people are used to, I think you could fit 4 or 5, maybe at least 4 or 5 full-size courts in this, I think, if you're looking at just the boundaries of the playing field, playing court. It's a big track, and it's a lot to get used to. And here we are already. I think this is Ujemble, who's been a common request for us to follow. Ooh, and the car behind him getting it all wrong, coming off the box jump. And those quad jumps are causing a lot of problems for races, as you can see from that top heat. If you want to rewatch that, obviously go back to group or heat 12 for Q5. Drivers under all sorts of pressure. Some making big changes. Martin Bayer was very tight-lipped, wasn't he, about how much what he had changed to his car. He basically just said it was too slow, and I made some changes. He didn't say where it was slow. He didn't say it was slow on the straight or slow coming out of the corners or whatever. I mean, we can guess it was probably something to do with the suspension settings or something, because the corners are where you make up all your time and everything. But yeah, quite tight-lipped, but happy to tell that he's using the 2-wheel drive front tires, which some people in the pits are saying it's issues about, oh, that's getting it wrong and messing it up for the following car. Let's see what number this is now, who we're with. Car 2, I think, of. This is Grainer, who was very briefly, just for literally about a quarter second in the second spot, and has just been bumped down to 5th. It's pretty tight all around, really, especially as drivers are getting used to things. Setup information is getting shared. Tire and insert preparation information is getting shared. So we're starting to see a lot of parity. So car 3 now of Wieser. Somewhere out there is car 7 of Holdsworth. See where he is, somewhere in that first half of the lap. Now I think one of these cars at the bus stop. Yeah, there we go. There's Luke Holdsworth. Lots of people asking to follow his car as well. You know what, Alex? That's why we have other people come in and do the chat as well. Feel free to share your encyclopedia, Wikipedia level knowledge with us. Oliver Natras in the only Kyosho out there. Unfortunately pulling off after 5 laps. Just the one Kyosho that I'm aware of, and the one Mugen. The Mugen driven by Burak Kilic. So that was heat 9. As you can see, Bajuz, Metsola, Grainer, Holdsworth, and Katzmeyer, top 5. Beer and Bratwurst saying, good morning from the U.S., Michigan. Well, I can see why you call yourself Beer and Bratwurst. Excellent commentary and camera work. Thank you very much. Looks like an amazing facility. It is. I mean, we're not even, this time we're here, we're not looking at the 12th track or the carpet on-road track, which are in another building, or at the outdoor tarmac asphalt track, which is just to, I mean, I can see it out the window right now. It's literally like 10 meters from me to my left. Dino DeMarco asking, what are the two-wheel drive front tires brand? Well, most drivers are using the Hudy tire, but it's basically it's open tire. So meaning in European RC racing speak, that means you can use any tire, any insert for the front. For two-wheel drive, at least for on the rear, you have to use the specific tire that has been chosen, which is the Hudy soft compound tire. It's kind of a bar pin tire. Chloe, heat 8, car 5. That's now. Okay, yeah. I'm sure we followed Mike. We followed Matt Thompson in Q4. So, but we'll do our best to follow him this time as well, because they only just ran like a few heats ago. So it's not like 12 heats ago. So cars being called out by number in order of their fastest overall time. So car 5 of Matt Thompson is who we're going to follow up first. There we go. Alex, I don't even know what you're referring to, so. Matt taking it over the triple and around the hairpin. Car 6 is Pedro Gomez. Let's see, he's towards the end of the lap. Oh, Oliver getting it wrong. Where is Pedro? Oh, hitting the pole. Oh, but off camera. It's all right. Try not to. I thought we were on it. So Valentin Pouziat, large-scale racer, and now running cars that are less than half the size. How about that? Pouziat taking over the top spot. Actually, Gomez taking over the top spot. Gomez, one of the 2 cars that's just come underneath our camera position. Going over the double. It's the more yellow car, the second place car. There we go. That's Gomez. Whew, finally got there. Into the bus stop. Very close to that 90-degree left. Around the hairpin. The finishing quad. Now I'm told this whole section here is going to be completely changed for four-wheel drive. And obviously they're going to be busy doing that this evening so that drivers are ready for practice tomorrow. So Gomez here leading the heat. 7 more heats after this. Remember, we are going in reverse order, so if you have just joined us and you think that heat 9 is next, they actually just ran before this. So if you missed the fastest heats, you're going to have to scroll back about whatever it is, 20 minutes or so. Just do that in the app or your TV or whatever. This car just behind Pedro. So we drop back 1 car is Badovsky, who's running second in the heat. Nicely coordinated with the yellow wheels and the yellow on the body. Badovsky, a fellow Czech racer, so he's technically on the same team as Martin. Is that Gomez getting it wrong somewhere? Hello. Okay. Are you in to have a chat? Matt is. Let me see if I can make this. Let me see if I can make this work here. Pop that work. Huh? Yeah. See, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine.
Oh,
yes.
wow. Okay, there we go. We've got the one and only Gary Barlow in with us.
Whoop, whoop.
So, Craig Drescher, I should say, everyone.
Of course, of course. You can call me Gary Barlow. My friends call me Fat Gary Barlow, but whatever tickles your fancy, I guess.
So, how is it going for Team Associated?
Pretty good, to be fair. I mean, I guess like the qualifying positions overall don't really match the relative performance. Would probably be a fair way to say it, really. The points are so close with 4 different TQs.
Yeah.
It kind of, and not having a TQ kind of puts us at the back of that pack. So even though the pace has been really solid and consistent, certainly from Una, who's been our kind of, like, top tier driver here, coming the most prepared, having done the kind of warm-up race and stuff, for him to sit 5th on the grid is not only a tough spot to start from, but also a bitter pill to swallow with his pace being so good. Had he managed to improve by 0.6 in the last run, running behind Bayer, and take the TQ, then it could have been a completely different picture for us. So maybe not TQ, but certainly top 3, which would give you a better chance in the main. Not saying that you don't have a chance, but you need to put yourself in a solid position to have a fighting chance in these, especially when it's so close. I mean, the times and the pace is, the guys are so on it. It's it's them margins. So so basically, Una will be 5th, which is slap bang in the middle of the pack. It's always
a dangerous spot.
It is. It's a fearful place to start from. So you can hope for a little bit of luck, a clean start, a clean race. I know there's going to be mistakes out there. It's just, that kind of position, you tend to get caught by a lot of the melee, people half spins. They're in the way, but you never know. I mean, he's feeling confident. He's driving amazingly well. It's fantastic to see Una
actually be back up there fighting at the top. You know, he's had obviously military service. He's now working in the industry in Germany with Sven, stroke Austria. So he's actually putting more time in, and it shows. You know, he's been on his game this week. He came to the warm up. He was fast at the warm up, and you know, he's been very kind of mature about the approach to it. It's I think he's felt confident. He usually struggles with his nerves in these situations, particularly in qualifying.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see the old Una back, in all honesty. So, and of course we've got other guys like Marcus, who never came to the warm up. Davide, who never came to the warm up, but also missed a couple of practice runs with his flight being delayed.
Yeah.
So it's been an uphill battle, and obviously we're in X-Ray's back garden, and we always knew it was going to be a tough challenge to kind of come and compete. But we've knuckled down, worked really well as a team. I'm impressed with the guys. There's been a few kind of raw situations and frustrations that kind of manifest themselves as you would expect in these situations. You know, when people want to do better than they do, but if you don't come and put the time in, it's you know, it's really difficult to kind of be mature, be methodical with your approach. I mean, I look at Davide, and he's a consummate professional. He builds and builds throughout a race. He doesn't get flustered kind of when things don't go wrong. He just keeps his head, and I think he's secured a third in round for round 5.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, you know, bumped him into the final, but because the times are so close up the top, that'll probably put in P7 maybe, or Q7 should I say. So Joel, I think, will be in there. Marcus will be in there. So we're looking at 4 chassis in the two-wheel drive final. Not at the end that we want to be at, but you know, that's quite impressive. Joel's done a great job running the Associate car. He obviously runs a Techno 4-wheel drive car, but
oh, you can say the word then.
Yeah, of course. So it's,
I'm kidding.
but no, you know, nice that he chose our platform, and
I mean,
and it's come good for him. But you can see the style and nature of the track really suits the guys that for me, are used to this kind of US, I'd say, style track, 8-scale style track, where, you know, the jumps are into corners, the precision and position of the car is super important. Obviously, the surface is quite unique. I mean, I think it's an amazing track. I love watching the cars go around here. When they link a lap up, it's it's a thing of beauty when they get, you know, when they knock them lap times out of the park and get in the groove to watch the cars fly and position the way that they do is just, it makes... I think for me as a racer, and I see it with some of the guys that are struggling, it would be one of them tracks that's really difficult. From England, when we don't race on these styles of tracks, it's so difficult to get right. So
Greg was saying yesterday, it's the only thing comparable in the UK is maybe the workshop track, which is only open during the winter months.
Oh, I mean, it's no. I mean,
or I mean,
like,
as close as you can get, maybe. And
for the traction level, maybe the surface when you're running on a kind of like bar style tire. But I mean, the nature of the track there, it's flat jumps, it's, you know, wooden planks, it's flat landings, it's a dual gym hall. It's just for me. It's just, you know, it's not comparable.
I imagine it. I mean, I was trying to envision a gymnasium hall, like a basketball court. How many could you fit in this? It's got to be like 6, maybe 5 or 6 basketball courts, maybe. Right?
Yeah, it would be like maybe 3 or 4. You know, certainly for the size of. But it. I mean, it's still.
It's massive. It's so much bigger than if you're I'm club champion, I'm the best, you know, at my regional or whatever, and you come here and you're like, I can barely see my car in the corner.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, it's like when I switched from 10 scale and started doing 8 scale, even actually some of the 10 scale IC stuff, because the tracks are much bigger. The depth perception side of it was one of the hardest things to get used to, and I think that's where the 8 scale guys are probably a little bit more comfortable here. You know, I think a lot of the 10 scale guys feel that their cars, the 2-wheel drive in particular, is probably a little bit lost on the track.
Yeah.
Particularly the back section, the far 2 corners, where, you know, you do lose the car for a split second, and for them it's like a little bit unnerving, which is a pretty difficult part of the track. It's one of the nicest parts of the track for me when they get this right and link it up with the chicane in the middle. But no, I think that's what the UK lads in particular have said, that they're just struggling to kind of feel where the car is on the track.
Yeah.
So size definitely does matter, as the ladies say, but definitely, and for the it is possibly a little bit big for 10 scale cars, but I kind of like that it's a long lap. A 30-second lap or a 31-second lap for a 10 scale cars. It's a good 5, 6, 7 seconds longer than we're used to at big events like the Euros.
It is a big track, and I like that. If you come to a European Championship or World Championship, which the last time we were, Buggy Euros was here a couple of years ago, but the 2019 Worlds was on this track. Very similar layout, very similar, but obviously the traction totally different because they've glued the track surface basically.
Yeah.
But I like that it is different. It's meant to be different. It should be different because it's not going to be your local track. It's not going to be even maybe even the best track in your country. Might be a lot bigger, but it should be a bit different, I think.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate where it is. Kudos to them for doing what they do and the professionalism that they put into it. It makes it very difficult for any other manufacturer to kind of compete, which, fairly or unfairly, I'm guessing if any other manufacturer had this in their backyard, they'd be the same way, right? So it's just unfortunate. It's possibly the best facility by far in Europe for us to be racing at, certainly the best track. And, you are always going to be at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's always going to be a home track advantage kind of thing. I remember when I used to race at SoCal RC, which I'm sure you visited.
I
at
did.
least.
Yes.
But like the Tamiya USA track, where you've won there.
Yep.
That a test track for Tamiya racers back in the day, and
but they restricted it, didn't they? You weren't allowed to just go and use that track. I mean, here obviously we've heard stories that X-Ray have been on this track, done millions of laps, and you can't stop it. So I'm not using that as an excuse. It was just for us actually probably helped that we came in with lower expectations, that we knew that we had to build into a race, and hopefully kind of figure things out. So S-Works have done an amazing job. They've taken a TQ in round. Jorn and Misha have looked incredibly good. Obviously, Schumacher have managed to step the game up. I'm sure they've been here and probably done possibly the second most amount of practice.
And they stayed after the World's Warm-Up.
Yeah,
so Kovacic and Orlovsky were both
and I don't know
staying
if they dropped in and did some other stuff. It's the opportunities were extremely restricted, shall we say?
Yeah.
So had they opened it up for 1 week after the warm-up, let everybody kind of flex their muscles and...
but their Schumacher team did that.
Yeah, I think they did, but it was at quite a cost, I guess. That's what I've heard. But I'm not armed with all the facts. Yeah, so it's it is what it is. You get out what you put in, and I'm a strong believer. Guys like Marcus and stuff, and they know it now. Opportunity wasn't there to come, but they really needed to kind of be here to set themselves up on the right foot. Just from the car going down on the track, it's nice to not be behind the curveball and just do them nice details, rather than kind of loading the shotgun and trying lots and lots of things to get the car in the window. We've made some mistakes with the setup window and choices that we've brought here, to be honest. So
Well, before qualifying started, I think there's a maximum of maybe 30 minutes on the track, basically runtime.
Yeah.
If you didn't come to the warm up.
Yeah. Oh yes. So it's
half an hour on a track before starting qualifying for
and
a
especially
European
when it's a
Championship.
30-second lap, you're kind of doing half the number of laps that you possibly would be as well. So it's
wild.
The big tracks are difficult to learn, I think. You'd think because they're bigger, they're more open, but they are. You're doing less laps, so you don't kind of get your eye in as quickly.
Also, do you think that I was talking to Greg about this yesterday. He was in here for quite some time. In the old days, it was associated in Losi with the gigantic teams.
Yes.
And always pinching, one of them got Kinwald from the other, and the other, every now and then, I think Matt Francis changed teams or something like that at some point.
I think they all did, didn't they?
Yeah.
At one point.
But it was massive news because they were the only two teams. It was Ford and Chevy.
Yeah.
And now we've got X-Ray is a big successful team. Schumacher is a big successful team. And not just with Orlovsky, obviously, but he's their main star. It's but kind of the theme that we've been working on this weekend as well. We've got Zalewski chasing Orlovsky, who's chasing the old guys of Neumann and Bayer,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And Ronnefalk as well in there. So it's like these like 2, maybe even 3 generations of racers that are just like kind of all fighting each other in this big, mosh pit.
And it's good to see.
It's great.
Good to see Bayer TQ. I mean, he was like, I watched him from the side when he went over to his marshalling spot, and he looked like a broken man. And his wife went over, and the cheeks were being puffed out, and it was like, that was hard work. You could see it, and he caught my eye, and he just shook his head, and
we were able to get a quick interview with him, and you could see the emotion on his face. Oh my goodness,
it's intense. I mean. There's so much effort, and you've still got to perform. So whether your car's amazing or not, you've still got to handle your emotions out there. So, and it's, we call him an old boy. He's still not that old, but it's good to see the kind of like older guard doing the job. You're incredibly talented. Possibly should have had a Worlds or 2 under his belt and was being unfortunate. So, you can't discredit a talent of that caliber when he gets a few years. And Jorn actually is not as old as we think. He's just been around a long time since he was a young kid. So
he's won several European titles, though.
Yeah, he has. He's done a good job. So
like you did.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
I don't think I'd be competing on this track though. It's
a rare breakage. Seen there.
Yeah, we've not seen many of them, have we?
Someone has smacked the poles of pain just at the very end, or karma stick. We're working on there's the broken car.
Yeah, this is a tricky section, this quad, but the guys are getting it down. I think it's I think for some of the less able drivers, and that's tricky. Maybe the third hump should have been a little bit easier to spot if you wanted to kind of triple single it maybe, but hey, I mean,
you mean extend it out a bit?
Yeah, just because it's difficult to kind of land in that. It's it's such a kind of like a narrow gap to kind of aim the car for.
That third one is quite sharp, sort of, compared to the
I would have liked the get out option, but of course you get dive bombed then, or shunted up the rear because you're not approaching the jump fast enough. But you got, I think having the challenging parts of the track's always a maker or breaker for the racing as well.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the drivers don't like it, but when they get it right, it looks so good.
Yeah.
So this is, this is off-road. This is what we want to see. It's a challenging track. There's mistakes out there. It makes the guys work extremely hard.
Yeah.
But I think in respect to that, it's very, very rewarding.
And what from going to the Worlds, well, let's getting ahead of myself. Going to tomorrow, you guys have a whole new platform. Well, not brand new, but it is quite new.
No, it's all new. It's been on the market a couple of weeks now, 3 weeks.
Is that it? Okay, I thought it's been a couple of months.
No, the guys tested first time in Australia with it, so that was where the production version was kind of first not explored but used. They had 2 cars out there, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
so this is kind of the first major outing for it.
It is. So again, it's kind of expectations possibly lower maybe with a new platform to kind of learn what we need to learn. It's an unusual track for most of the Europeans to come and race on. I think Una probably tested with it here. So we've got very little data on it, really, to be honest. So it's just going to be seat of the pants, learn how we go, learn as we go, and figure it out on the fly, really. Which it's a little bit worrying, but with expectations being lower, I know eyes will be on us as well. But for me with this, I never really look much further than X-Ray coming into the event. So any places that we can take away from them is kind of progress, really. So and if we can learn from it, then this is kind of a unique Euros, I guess. For us, it's what we had carpet. We've now got dirt. We're going to have Astro.
Astro was a couple of years ago,
and Astro again next year. So it's it's nice to get back on the dirt with an off-road car. To be honest with you, it's too rare these days. Certainly for the Europeans, and to be honest, you can see that. I mean, certainly from us in the UK, with the style and nature of the tracks that we've got, the guys struggle.
Mm.
You know, there's probably Lee maybe looks the most comfortable out there, but you know, he's a seasoned veteran. He's travelled all over the world.
Yeah.
He's raced on dirt in his youth and cut his teeth at Euros. Always been on dirt, basically.
Yeah.
So, you know, World's always been on dirt. The guys lose that ability to finesse the driving style, really, you know, because it's maximum attack on the Astros. I mean, you watch them guys drive on the AstroTurf these days, and it's like they want to break the cars.
Do you think that is helps, or well, makes the younger drivers who have the faster reaction times, the better vision, the better, you know, they grew up on video games and mobile games and stuff like that. Do you think that is helping them, or it like pushes them further into that super fast reaction and super fast driving style?
I think the cars have gotten so good, and
that's another thing. The development of the cars has led toward. I mean, we have, you know, obviously we have mid-motor cars and everything. I say these days, but for the past many years now. So
because the cars are so good, they almost demand you drive them hard.
Yeah.
And they work so well when you do. It's not like they're on three wheels.
Yeah.
You know, they are kind of still in control, but driven so hard. And I think when they have the ability to be able to do that on our tracks and then come to something like this, which requires, you know, finesse and tuning with speed controller and brakes, and, you know, traction's just not all there. You can't just crank the steering over and throw the car into a corner. It's a different, you know, entry speed's so different. Hitting the apex and the marks is so critical.
Yeah.
You can't adjust so much mid-corner. You're kind of, you know, with the level of steering that you have, you can't make as many, like, critical adjustments, or they're not as aggressive, you know, in the corner. So I think for me it's the kind of, some of the guys have lost the ability to be able to you know, not in a bad way. It's just that they're not tuned into it. They're brilliant at what they do.
I mean, I've said this, I don't know, maybe a couple times in podcasts, but I stopped racing touring car when well, I mean, some personal things were going on, but the brushless and lipo started getting massive, and I'm like, this is too much for me. Thank you. I'm gonna step back now. And I talked recently, well, a few months back, with one of the racers that you might know. I'll tell you his name off air because I don't want to shame him or anything, but he raced at the Worlds at Milton Keynes for 12 scale, and going from T-bar car to link car, completely beyond him. And he stopped. He was like, this is a new solid car now. I can't handle it. I'm out. And that was it.
Too fast.
Yeah. But the car development has gone in that direction. In that case, and electronic development in my case, and then now I was talking to one of the officials here who's looking at the car yesterday, and he was saying 90% of everything was in the speed controller he was pointing at. And I was like, I'm looking to get back into racing, like casual racing. And, you know, things like boost and turbo timing and this and that and this and that. It's like, I'm going to have to learn. I'm going to have to watch some YouTube videos on this stuff because I have to learn it.
You know, I mean, but I think that side, certainly like the electronic side with a 2.4 gig and, you know, the LiPo batteries, which now do 20, 25, 30 minutes, depending on what class you're running and stuff. It's, I think that side of it's helped the social side because you're doing less time cutting brushes, balancing batteries.
Oh, yeah.
Fiddling around with this.
That's what I want to do. I want to go to the track and hang out.
So, and I think the plug and play aspect of the electric side of the cars has actually, but people do fill that time with now tuning the vehicle. Yeah. You know, you have got infinite adjustments with in the old days, even with the touring car. You know, you kind of got that car into the window, you did some very, very small changes, and then you were kind of there. You'd maxed out on the capabilities of what you had available to you. Nowadays, it's infinite. You know, do you run long arms? Do you run short arms? Do you run
soft arms, hard arms?
Do you run soft arms, hard arms,
forward arms, rear arms,
flat arms, going arms.
Goodness.
You know, the options, roll center change. I mean, you have to be in tune with your stuff and know what you're doing. I think that's the problem for some people. It's just you get lost in the details.
I'd rather drive and have a laugh than try to be Adrian Newey in the pits.
Yeah, and I, you know, doing the vintage racing just recently, it's kind of like it makes it fun that you kind of end up with you have what you have. And
Exactly.
you stop messing around with it, and you go, well, that's it. I've got no camber link adjustments. I've got no wheelbase
Yes.
adjustments. I can adjust my ride height, my springs.
It'd be great if I could change the camber to -1, but no, I can't. So I just drive.
The turnbuckle's fine, so we've got what we've got, and that's it. That's it makes it does simplify it.
Yeah.
Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I think the kids are so professional nowadays. There's so much time and detail put into setup and practice, and it's a profession, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
sure.
a professional sport. It's such an intense sport as well. That hand-eye, what would you akin it to? Snooker, golf, with the detail that you need for and the knowledge that you need. And it's not like a football match where you go and train for an hour and play for an hour. You're at the racetrack 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
For 6 days in a week with how many practice days before that, and that's just one event.
Yeah.
You're
cycling is another one. If anyone into any kind of cycling, is all kind of body fit and obviously all the tech that you can put on it and go, oh, my heart rate was a little bit low on that climb, and I should really pump up my cadence. And it's like there's so much you can get into with it.
And the emotional side of it, I think people managing their emotions, and that's a real challenging side to this. I think Mikael's done some kind of coaching with sports coaches and things like that, and it is a mental game. I mean, you're out there.
You could see the relief on his face after he TQ'd the round he did.
I mean, he's one of the world's best drivers, of the time. And he wants to win everything. He's very serious about winning everything, and you can't take that away from him. I mean, it's when you've been in that winning way, anything less than a win is a fail.
For sure.
So and that it can get too serious. I hope he's managing it well, and stays healthy off the back of it, because it can manifest itself into kind of ugly situations. But all the top guys want to win, and actually calling it from here, I have no idea who could win this. I mean, it's one of 5 maybe that have a chance of winning it. I don't know who I would actually put my money on at this stage. Who would you put your money on?
It's hard to bet against. I must say, it's hard to bet against Bayer. But there's, I don't know. Like you say, it could anybody.
Yeah. So it's.
But we have two sets of eyes from the referees at either end of the driver's rostrum, and they will be watching. It's not like touring car where there's almost always some first turn pileup sort of situation that happens.
Yeah.
These are open wheel cars going off road. Someone's going to have to back off if they're next to each other. Going up a jump, a ramp for a jump. Because that's unwise to be next to it. But if there is a massive pileup, there could be, your man Yuna could be right in there.
Yeah, I think we're going to need some luck, as you always do. I think to win a Euros or Worlds, all the big events, you do need an element of luck, unless it's flag to flag, TQ, flag to flag finish, win, easy, kind of. You very rarely see them these days. I guess Alowski's doing it in TC, right?
It seems to be.
Yeah, so, but, the hardcore racers in people, I think, I don't know, I have a feeling Bayer being slightly older, probably feeling more pressure maybe to want to do well and kind of hold it together. He's not been in this position for a long time.
Quite a while, yeah.
It could stand for him that he's been there before, and it's not a problem. But I know myself, even doing the limited racing that I do now, I definitely get a lot more nervous than I used to.
Yeah.
Or managing them emotions is harder.
Did you ever see Golosi Jr. racing with the fishing pole?
Yeah. So it's
always a laugh.
So yeah, I'm not sure who can do the business, to be honest, but it's definitely going to be some exciting finals. So
yeah, it will be intense. Those coming up at first one coming up at 3:20 Central European time again. We're here with Craig Drescher from CML Team Associated. He's covered in team associated signatures from various drivers. Well, not even team associated. You got Trish there.
Oh, this was
and Chase Lemieux.
This is Arizona, the Worlds.
Right.
So
Okay.
I had all these. So this was all the
Max Gotzel, I see that.
The competitors from
Yeah.
from Arizona. So yeah, Lee Setzer.
I mean, I saw Spencer there as well. So it's not
think-
just associated drivers.
Jammin' J, Cliff Lett.
Really?
So we've got some Lautenbachs on there. Anybody and everybody that's at them races. It was William
Nice.
White from Raceway 1.
He was at the 40 plus. When are you going to get to the 40? You could have been right in there with Neil and Lee.
I couldn't compete.
Did you watch the race?
I haven't actually watched the final
Oh,
race.
get out.
I
Get
watched.
out.
I
Out
watched
the window.
I know. I watched the first 10 minutes, and I never quite made it to the rest. So I promise
Look
you
at Matt's
guys,
face.
I will. I'm sorry, man.
You can watch that thrilling 45-minute race on
I've heard
RC Racing TV.
both of the guys said it was a brilliant race, so
Yeah.
they were both pumped. Obviously, they're good friends, and it was nice for them to kind of finish on a high. Neil retires this year, so it's kind of one of his swan songs, I guess. He would have loved to have won it. I don't know what Lee's plans are with regards to hanging up the sticks. I heard that they were going to do it together, but I think Lee's going to continue for a while. So
I mean, he's
Neil,
going to be at the races basically as a team manager. So
I think so, and his lads
Yeah.
are racing. So it's a shame if he does disappear. But Neil's going to take some time out, and I guess if and when his lads show some interest, then he'll be back as father mechanic. So, which would be nice.
He
for him
did say he's going to train up his son to beat all the young guys that are beating him now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's bittersweet for me. I appreciate that he needs some time out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He's got a young family, and he's been a very good lifelong friend, really, and an ambassador for the brand. I picked him up when he was a young kid. He's stayed loyal to the brand. He's been nothing but kind of nice and well respected. So for me,
not like that something or other Lee Martin.
Well, Lee left us actually. So, but at the time, it was the right move for him.
Yeah.
We had lots and lots of conversations at the time, and unfortunately for him, it came down to he felt Neil was number one in the team, and he was never going to be in that position within our team, which isn't right, because the hierarchy of the team is dictated by your results, really.
It's a meritocracy, isn't it?
Yeah, and I said to him, back then, I said the best way for you to prove that you're the number one is to actually beat him with the same product. But for Lee, he went off and did other things, and for him, running with Tamiya and Yokomo and stuff was the right thing to do. So so no.
It's different strokes for different. I mean, I talked with Orlovsky actually about finishing college, and he didn't finish college. But for him, he's got the skills to pay the bills, as I told him. He can sustain a living, and I must say, a very nice car with his driving skills, and not have to finish college. But that is not going to work for 99% of people.
No, and it doesn't. I mean, like Neil, as an example, has worked full-time all of his life.
Yeah.
So he's never been the professional RC driver. I don't think he had the mentality to or desire to want to do that.
Yeah.
He got fed up with long events. He liked short, sharp races.
It's a 40 plus, 3 days, done.
Yeah, and I think that was always it. Neil always kind of excelled in the shorter races. He'd always hit the ground running hard and fast. He'd always be one of the fastest out the blocks. But then the fine details that came after that were the ones that he kind of got frustrated with. He just wanted to go racing.
Yeah.
Once he'd learnt the track, he wanted to be on the clock.
Yeah.
Not kind of tuning ball stud washers 1 millimeter here and there, and saying he's made a drastic change by putting 1 mil less ride height on the front. He just wanted to go and race. He was a racer. So, but some people absolutely love that detail and grow and develop and progress throughout the course of a race weekend. So, but
we're going to have to talk vintage racing, maybe off air or whatever. But I'm absolutely down for that. I've got some stuff coming. I've got an RC10 Worlds, actually. I want to get out.
Nice.
That was my first proper racing car after having a Tamiya Grasshopper. But I got the new the 4-wheel drive Kyosho coming. Looking forward to that.
What is that? The mid
special edition? Yeah.
Oh, the special edition.
Toms mid.
Mid.
Oh, no,
yeah,
the Toms.
It's the special color scheme, isn't it?
No, not the Akira one.
Yeah.
Just the Tom. It's just called.
I know the one. Yeah.
So the new one. So looking forward to that.
So you're going to be racing it or just building it?
Planning to.
Yeah.
So yeah, planning to for sure.
Get yourself to Vegas. I've heard there's a.
I mean, CML can pay, right? CML can get me there.
I've heard there's a big race out there, so
Yeah.
it's coming up fast in October, so it'll be a good one.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, to
bet.
be honest, there's I'm getting a little bit fearful now because Spencer's kind of
all these old guys
expressed an interest. Mayfield said he wants to come.
Are they going to be running the B3 and the B2 though, or the Gold Pan? Or
I'm not sure what the plans are with them. So I'm not sure what classes they're going into. I'm not sure what cars they will be running, if they're running the kind of like newer stuff or some
Yeah.
of the older stuff. So it's kind of cool that they want to be involved in it. You know, it wasn't us pestering them. Actually,
Yeah.
they came to us to say, look, that's I want to be part of it, really.
Yeah.
So, and they are past associated world champions, so that kind of fits in nicely with the event itself.
Yeah, I have to say it's a bit of a shame that Losi is not releasing the old stuff as well. I mean, it's great that Associated is releasing so many of the things, and they are getting a bit of stick with like the amount of stuff that they're releasing. But
Yep.
at least it makes all the parts available.
Well,
you know, if you're running the Gold Pan or whatever.
We can't win with that stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
But I just wish Horizon would just like get in there as well. It's like it's not an instant thing. I mean, they can't just like, oh, here's the molds. Okay, yeah, we'll flip on the machines. So it's one of these things that. But yeah, you know, it'd be great to see those old Associated and Losi battles happen again on track with these guys.
It would be, and you know, it's part of the heritage of the 80s, 90s,
Yeah.
the drama and the battles that
Yeah.
came with that, and the fierce rivalry, and all kind of the good stuff. You know,
Yeah.
the kind of like drop in, drop out years of, you know, progression, and you know, Losi come out with a new car and that was the next greatest thing. Then we'd
Yeah.
come out with another car and that was the next greatest thing. And then Losi had sidestep us again and we'd sidestep them.
It was so wild.
It
like
was, and it was-
every couple of months there'd be something in RC car action in the States. It'd just be they did what? What? A belt drive? What's Hydra drive? It's crazy. It was a golden time.
So I'm with you on that. With you know, seeing Losi in the game. I mean, actually, the race that we did at the Iconic Revival was there was a lot of Losi cars running there.
They're,
You know,
they're just impossible to get parts for.
Exactly, but
People
you know,
will drive them, but yeah.
There's bits and pieces, and there's parts coming out the woodwork that people have, and I know a few other brands are kind of looking at it now and doing bits and pieces. And it's great to see them back on track.
Yeah.
In all honesty, it's a shame that they're not available and are very desirable, but so expensive to
I
kind
saw
of keep running. And
a brand new in package, Kinwald design Hydra drive, like in the header bag with a bag. So I think it was like $300 or something like that.
that was actually was that for the RC10. I think
so.
somebody told me about that the weekend, saying,
I'm
"Oh,
like,
there is a
I
Hydra
cannot
driver,"
believe it.
because people wanted it potentially for the Kinwald car. 'Cause
Yeah.
people complained not mentioned that it would have been nice to have the Kinwald World car with a Hydra drive. But of course, it's patented by them, and it was their design. And I think with Horizon's seemingly lack of desire to enter the vintage market. Stop. I don't even know if we, to be honest, ventured down that route to try and get something done with it. But anyway, it was, you know, it was an option that was available back then. It kind of aided us in the performance of the vehicle at that particular race. You know,
which Worlds was that?
That was the Basildon Worlds, Kinwald '93.
Right.
So.
Okay.
I think we actually, or some of us actually, run the Hydra drive in Detroit as well, or at least it was tested there. So I know Losi had it there.
There's so many old stories of those. I remember Kent Clausen, who I used to work under at HPI. He told me a story about when I think it was the Cleveland race, when obviously it was, you know, like carpet 12th oval, which is like so like what. People can't even understand that nowadays, probably. Yeah. But he was big in the oval after winning the Worlds in Spec 12th. Anyway, they told, oh, yeah, why are you guys so fast? Well, what you want to do is you want to remove all the tweak from your car. You don't want any loose bits. So they were telling people to like tighten down the screws and like put super glue in the ball cups, so like just make it so it's like absolutely stiff as a board and not move. And it's these sorts of like old stories and mind games and just silliness. But you know, I've heard Hara do the same thing with Dave Jones back in the Roar Nationals in 2001, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, you know, it's a bit of fun with your mates and stuff like that. It's just a book full of misinformation for the competitors. That's how it is.
You have to filter through a lot of that stuff. It's, you know, we've had to kind of pick the information and the correct bits of what other brands have been doing here to trying to kind of get the pace going and get ourselves up to pace and be competitive. So there's been some stuff here that we've heard that's done, and you do question whether it's actually true or not. Is it misinformation? Is it not? It's, you know, it's you're always trying to keep one eye on the competition to find out.
Telling the guy next to you, it's like, yeah, I shaved 1.35 millimeters off of the outer circumference of the inner foam on the front.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm quicker than you.
Yes.
And they'd be like, what? Okay, I'm going to spend hours doing that tonight. And you're just making them waste their time.
Yeah. It's been busy time in the pits. It's not been easy for many of the guys. I think, you know, constant changes, shocks off, revisiting kind of what we should be doing.
At some point, though, I mean, I think it was Jorn and a couple of the other drivers. Matt asked them in the pits right after the run, what did you do? And so they said, a couple of them said, I didn't really change hardly anything since the last run.
Yeah.
I just settled and drove better, basically. So, you know, it's like it's the mental settling.
And as a driver, it's nice to kind of just rinse and repeat, knowing what you're getting, knowing what the car's going to be doing. And, you know, the track conditions change as well. So it's difficult to kind of pick out the bones of what did what. Sometimes a track in the morning, maybe a little bit cooler, a little bit looser. You make a change. It's not really easy to kind of identify exactly what it did. So Yuna's been a little bit like that, where he's not changed too much. He's come in with a game plan. He came in with a car that he ran at the race, so it wasn't a fresh built car, which you don't know how it works. It's kind of it's been off the track from here, it's come back onto the track, and it's just been nice small details. And when you go to a race that's like that, it's quite nice, you know, that it's not too heavy on the work side and the mind-numbing questions that you ask yourself. Was that better? Wasn't it better? What do I do? Do I do more toe? Do I do more underscore? Do I do both? You know, it's like a wheelbase. Did I that 1 millimeter? That, you know, there's probably more slop in the car that 1 millimeter, but they seemingly be able to feel it. You know, it's like, you know, but it's a confidence thing. When they have a good run and the times look right, that's the ticket. So it's.
On this track, how much the driver is saying that I mean, there's about an hour and a half or so between each run that they're doing?
Yes.
So how much are they saying that it changes between those runs?
I think the feeling is morning time seems to be a little bit kind of looser, or most people's feeling is that the car feels a little bit looser in the morning when the track's cooler. So when it's been sat overnight, cooled down a little bit. I guess obviously it's been cold overnight or colder. Starts to warm up midday, and then some people feel it goes down a little bit in the evening. Whether we're racing long enough into the evening, in my opinion, for it to cool down. But yesterday generally was a cooler day, and so today started off a little bit warm. I don't know if it is warmer outside, but traction certainly seems to be up today, in my opinion. So we'll see what we get. I think you know, it doesn't look like rubber's actually laying down on the track.
Yeah.
For me, it looks like it's, you know, it's working the tyres and shredding them. So there are bits of rubber on the track when you see them sweep. It's black dust that's coming off. So it's all the and you can see the tyres. The tyres are shredding. So I wonder if a slick tyre would be a good option out there right now, because there's no surface dust apart from the tyre dust that ends up on
After the practice, I saw Figueiredo and Angaro's cars come off, and the tire, I mean, you could see the center portion of you could see like maybe like a quarter of a millimeter of the nub still on the carcass of the tire.
Yeah.
And I was like, I asked Angaro, I said, how many runs have those done? He said, oh, that was the third run for practice.
Yeah.
So, and that led to me ask, like, you're actually saving tires. saving money by not buying tires. You know, you would think they'd run brand new tires for the practice, but I don't know. So, but the third run on those tires.
Yeah, I think for Davide, like coming in and not having run here, it's just, you know, learn the track first.
Yeah.
Give yourself a couple of runs, learn the track, and then you can start figuring out what you need to do with the tuning aspect of the car. So, the carcass is very, very thin on these tires, so I'm not sure I'm sure people have run slick tires. I know the warm-up race, Una felt that the car lost an edge when, after the kind of second run, towards the back end of the second run on a set of tires, they felt like the last couple of laps they could feel that it didn't quite have the drive. I don't know if that's because they get warmer and get a little bit more mushy because the carcass is so thin. But it's, you know, it's their thing. They know what they're looking at and what they feel. I think Marcus likes the feel of new tires, but I've just been looking at his times, and his first 2 laps are slow. So, you know, I think he was a second behind the guys then or so from the fast guys, 3 seconds I think behind in his run. He had a couple of little bobbles, but he probably lost 1.5 to 2 seconds of them in the first 2 laps.
Yeah.
So actually when you take them out of it, but it's obviously a big part of it, switching the tyres on, bringing it into kind of the window that you need to be fast out the blocks. You can't be holding on for a lap or two, especially not in a race situation. You know, when you've got guys all around you qualifying, possibly, but switching them tyres on. So for me, possibly, you know, the ideal situation with the tyres would be a couple of minutes on them. Scrub them, know that they work right and feel okay, and then they're ready to go. But you don't have that luxury unless you change the tyres in a practice run.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, even in free practice, you want to get the track time to know the car. You don't want to spend time scrubbing a set of tires, coming in, changing tires, and scrubbing in another set of tires.
And especially when you're kind of like only doing 10 laps in a run.
Yeah,
it's, you know, you can't waste a lap kind of changing tires, I guess, to scrub them in. But in an ideal world, that's probably what you would do.
Yeah.
So
someone in the chat saying Cliff Lett said to put mayo in his diff to someone before.
Did he? Was that on a night out, or was that?
I don't know. Another one agreeing we need more hydrodry parts out there. So there's someone else going, yeah, you know. But you know, look at the Masami stealth car release.
Yes.
That was like massively huge response to that.
It's a beauty. I think it's the one car that's been long awaited.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of breathing space, but was needed. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, for me, being in the vintage scene, like I am, it's one of the ones that kind of gets me excited. So it's
super long shocks in the front, really tall shock tower,
which is as it was. Yeah, I mean, it was just
graphite pan chassis with the kick up. Is that right?
It's got the 2-piece chassis, so it's got the top plate with it. Yes, the car that was used in Australia was a carbon chassis. It comes with an alley one, but the carbon chassis is available.
Right.
And also some Delrin machine parts to make it kind of authentic. But
right.
they've detailed the car really well. You know, it's got the kind of cut down cradles and all that kind of stuff on it, which makes it quite unique to Masami.
Yeah. Is that something like a Masaki overnight job sort of thing?
Yeah, he always did these kind of like he had a style of his own. Some of the stuff looked goofy back then, but kind of became iconic really, and it's replicated some of that stuff, and
he probably ended up selling lots of drill sets or unibits. You know what I'm talking about, the stepped drill bit.
Yes.
Probably end up selling a lot of those to racers. I know I had one.
But yeah, Masami, he was just I guess he's akin to the guys that are racing nowadays. He put that kind of time and dedication into it. I think a lot of the stuff, I've always said it, I don't know if it's unjust or not, but, you know, Masami back then was the kind of guy that got to where he got through trial and error. Yes, there's some knowledge in there, but it was literally, we'd go to the Reedy race and he'd always, every year he'd turn up with something wacky, like the shocks mounted to the caster block from the RC10 was one thing, and it was like, he runs it to try and thinking that it was the right way to do. He'd obviously tested it back home, and it was good at Yatabe and whatever else. And we'd spend a day running that and trying to get it right, and then always at the Reedy race, Cliff and the gang would have to end up building him a new car or converting it back to kind of how Brian or Pavidis were running theirs because they were faster.
Yeah.
And then Masami would have it and inevitably end up beating them. So it was always nip and tuck, but it was trial and error with him.
Yeah.
He just he tried that much stuff. Eventually, when you sling enough
when
mud,
you live at an RC track,
it'll stick somewhere.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you just try all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah, so it's I guess like we were restricted on what we could try because of the design element of the cars, but basically they'd always definitely come up with something a little bit different, and it was always nice with Kimwald, I guess, that going back to him and paying him respects for what he did. He was always looking at making things not only kind of look nice and different, but he was always tweaking and tinkering and doing things that were kind of different.
He was. I don't know if people know this. My memory anyway is that he is basically the originator of the bar tread pattern. Is that right? Because he cut and shut, take a tread of a tire, turn it inside out so that you got the crosshatch pattern on the outside of the car now.
Right.
And then J Concepts and whoever, Losi and all these, everyone started making tires with the actual fit. Is that correct, or am I completely misremembering it?
I haven't heard of that before. I can believe it with Brian because he was always messing around with something. He dedicated his life to the hobby, and he was a consummate professional. He was always about the detail and the setup. For me, like Pavidis and him, when they were head-to-head rivals, whether it be for the same team or different teams, it was Mark was the driver who could grab a car by the scruff of its neck, and if it wasn't quite right, could still win races with it.
Yeah.
Brian was the guy that had the setup, and when things were on point and his setup was working well, he was unstoppable. Of course he could still drive, but he was a setup guy. It's probably like for me, like a little bit like Neil and Lee in the UK. Lee's the guy that was like into the small details and having that car working perfect for him. Neil was the guy that grabbed it by its scruff of its neck and kind of just made it work. I've got what I've got to, go and attack the track kind of thing.
There was we've got a kind of a Pavidis story. There was the HPI designer Ito.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember him. He's working in China now, still in the RC industry, but he designed the Pro 2 and the Pro 3, I believe, HPI, and a bunch of other stuff, the HPI Savage and everything. So, but he loved nitro racing, and there was a race where he was Mark Pavidis' mechanic, and it wasn't like a nationals or anything like that. It was just some like a big race somewhere, like at the Drake Raceway or some, the equivalent sort of event. Mark had a terrible qualifying, and he had to bump up, but he did this with Ito mechanicking and pitting for him, and he won the race. Like, when you're saying, like, grab it by the scruff of the neck, I'm sure that car by the end was probably just like a couple of screws, and a chassis
completely
and an engine.
But he was in tune with it, I guess.
Yeah,
confidence is then high, and
yeah.
So Mark won the Worlds with the Nitro TC3, right? And he had the steering spring break on his radio.
Really?
So he had no center point.
Really?
On the radio. And
Oh
he
my
had to,
goodness.
so every time he came in for a pit stop, he had to try and center it with his finger. He had to go like full left, full right. Kind
Wow.
of figure out where the center was, reset his hand, and then kind of go again. So
Holy, that is crazy. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
That's wild. I'm going to get him on a podcast or something.
Yeah.
He was watching the 40 plus a couple weeks ago. He popped in a comment. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Pavidis, the legend.
I've not seen him for a while, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm going to catch up with them guys. So Jay, Cliff, Mark, Scott Brown, all the guys at the vintage race that we've got coming up in Vegas. It'll be
the poles of justice. Climbing another one.
Jumping through them. I think that's what I'd be doing out there. So these kind of tracks scare me a little bit. I think when they get it right, it's like poetry in motion. But
here's another one. I also heard that BK turned his tires inside out to get a bar tire.
Well, there you go then. So it must be true.
BK basically invented a tire. the BK bar. That's right. That was what it was called. I can't remember who released it. I'm assuming it was
the
Losi.
BK bar was
or J Concepts. I can't remember who it was, but it was definitely a thing.
Yeah, I think it was J Concepts tire, was it? BK bar or Losi?
Someone's asking.
Maybe it was Losi.
Beastie 24. Is that Craig?
It is, yes.
Craig Drescher.
So it's going to be fun times. What have we got? 3 days left? No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
after this.
3 days. So it's who's your money on, Matt? Orlowski. Oh, good call. Nice and easy for you. going for the easy option.
Can we find car 6 out there, Kieran? Car 6? Just our final follow request for qualifying. I do apologize. We've had Craig Drescher. He grabbed the headset, just pressed a bunch of buttons until he could hear himself talk, and he's just been blathering on this whole time. The same thing happened yesterday with Greg. He's like, "Oh, I just stopped in to say hello, and I'm here for 3 hours."
Fill the time.
No, it's not Phil. It's
good.
It's
good
great
stuff.
info and a
It
fantastic
is.
insight to the industry, the racing, how the teams operate, the drivers' mentalities, and all sorts of great stuff.
Yeah, it's it's toy cars for a lot of people, but it's serious stuff for most people.
Yeah.
There, they're all here to do a bit, a job, challenge themselves, figure things out, experience kind of what it's like to race in a world-class facility, and actually a lot of people just wanted to come to Hudy Arena. Actually, from certainly the UK guys I'm traveling
Take
with.
the factory tour. See what the
are they
machines
still
like.
doing them here?
I'm not sure. I think on Sunday we're going to have a unique look at things, hopefully.
Yeah.
But that's RCTV. But I don't know. I didn't see anything about a factory tour, but they have done them in the past. I've just never been allowed to do
I've
them.
done the factory tour in the past at one of the EOS races we've attended, so it's impressive.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
for sure. So if anybody's here, I recommend doing it.
I know Paul Worsley's super impressed by the operation that they've got here.
Yeah, he must have seen it before, though, right?
Who?
Paul.
Yeah.
For the Worlds.
He
and
said
stuff,
that like for the nylon molding, most places it'll just come out of the mold and just drop into a bucket to cool off. But here they go into, because there's something about the water content that goes in.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
It needs to absorb the water.
It needs to absorb water,
yeah.
but so they actually goes into a steam room for a specified amount of time. So every part goes into the steam room the same amount of time instead of just going into a bucket. And then when the bucket gets full, the one that's been at the bottom of the bucket, that went in first, that's just got the most water content. The one that went in last has the least. But for here, they go into in a room for a specified time, and they all have the same amount of water content in the plastic.
Do they get a massage as well when they go to the steam room? Or?
I hope. So I mean, that's just molded parts. You can imagine what else can happen. If you have any idea about machining and manufacturing and all that stuff. So Paul's super keen on the machining and
with the engineering side, yes,
yeah.
he's definitely very kind of into that stuff. He always has been making parts for. He's made parts for me for the TC3 in the past, so it's. I know he was a big fan of making parts for the Losi cars, the XX4s.
He machined stuff for Lee on his Tamiya chassis. He told us, yeah.
No, I didn't. But
he made it. I think it made it a longer chassis. It took 2 chassis and cut a certain amount out of both, and then just did a cut and shut basically.
Well, he did that
Make
for
it a
us
longer wheelbase.
for the Worlds in Finland, the one that Cavalieri won. I think Neil TQ Cavalieri won. That's the one that I guess Jorn could have won in 4-wheel. So we had, I think for that event we had longer chassis, plus 8mm chassis.
That might be the same
event
then. I don't know.
Lee
was
running
this
for
post Lee leaving?
I can't remember what year it was when Lee actually left to go to Tamiya, but yeah, he cut and shut, glued, and basically took 2 I don't know if it was a truck chassis that they cut the section out of and glued it back together.
All right.
It was a pretty impressive job, though. I mean, you couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
You know, it was,
unless it's pointed out to you, and then you look with the body off and maybe see the brackets or something. But
yeah, he was excellent at things like that. So, and it's nice to see him here as well.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
But,
well, that rounds up qualifying. All done now. Losi made the BK bar, we're told.
Yes.
J Concepts didn't come into existence until the early 2000s, I think, with the BJ4. I think it was earlier than that, wasn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they were doing stuff.
Just a tiny bit early. Yeah, like many car parts, even HPI car parts for Associated, and then Tamiya, and then eventually you have enough car parts and you're making a whole car.
Because Jason was at Proline, wasn't he?
Yes, and then him
Rona.
and Scott Scott Hughes went to Florida, didn't they? I thought they started J Concepts together, sort of. I'm not sure. Swen Brackett saying, cheers to Craig. I raced with him at the Euromasters 2023 in Leeds in the 88, 80, 93 class. His car was crap at the beginning, and in the end he won with a lap more than anybody else.
Well,
this guy here.
At the Euro. Oh, okay. Yes, it was. And I ran out of, well, I didn't run out of fuel. I filled my car up with the wrong fuel, so I missed a lot of practice there, which was, yep. So then it was rubbish, you're right. So, Fabian Simeone. Hi, Fabian. Actually, plastic's moisture content will vary over time depending on the atmospheric conditions. Put the parts in water or steam or whatever is only to speed up the process.
Yeah.
Of course. So we use our plastics being on the water for that time to bring in water. So whilst they're on the water for kind of a month.
Okay, so the shipping time is part of the
because
curing.
If we get plastics air freighted straight to it, it can be a little bit brittle at times.
Wow. Okay.
So if you're trying to do strength testing and stuff, then it's it can be water dipped. I mean, it will only take on a certain amount of water. So
yeah. Okay, so qualifying is finished. We're going to have, where are we at here? So at 1:50, the excitement of the team manager meeting, and then practice A final is at 2:20, and then the first final is the L final at 3:10. First main final is at 3:20. So we're at 1:42 at the minute. So
lunchtime, I guess.
Yeah, lunchtime, at least for us, not the team managers.
Grab a quick bite to eat and continue to watch RC Racing TV after lunch.
There you go.
In time for the A final practice.
Yeah. Thanks to Craig Drescher for being with us. We want to thank Hobbywing, J Concepts, Euro RC, Elserum, S-Works, Meebo Sport, X-Ray, R1 Works, Team Savox, Schumacher, Absima, and T-Works. And we leave you with a word from our sponsors, and we will be back soon.
Going to Orlowski!
Ivanovic makes an error. Marcus Karup is through.
No, it's a four-way battle.
And Finn's on the inside. He's got him.
I love RCTV News.
There's RC in the background.
We're here. Hi, everybody.
This is mine.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So we are here at ETS round number 3 of season 17.
Davide Ongaro, associated European champion, and didn't he deserve it?
Bruno Coelho is your champion.
Today, mamma mia, super happy.
It's like a real now. It's like a real.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us through the ads. We just want to say we will be starting a new stream just for the finals. So we will be starting a brand new live stream just for the finals. So make sure and hit the like and subscribe buttons and hit the bell so you get the notification. But you will see a new live stream pop up in the next 10, 15, 30 minutes or so. And we will be live with the finals. There will be a practice final at 2:20, which we're not going to really focus on. Yeah, we're not going to show it because it's just another round of practice for the A finalists. Actually, it's not a bad idea to. Where'd the ranking lists go? There's the ranking lists. Ranking lists, quali, A finalists. Are Martin Bayer on pole, Michael Orlovsky, is that right? He said he was third. Second in here, David Ronefalk on the same points. There we go. So there's your A finalists, top 10. And Lee Martin is the top 40 plus. Although Hupo might be in the Hupo's not in the B final. So Lee Martin is effectively your European champion for 40 plus. Top junior, we'll get to that. But yeah, there we go. There's our starting order. Yeah, but the 40 plus race is just an exhibition race. We've covered this in previous events, haven't we? It's just it's an invitational race.
Yeah, but in his final, there might be other 40 plus drivers who finish higher than him.
There aren't though, because from 11 to 20, there's no other 40 plus racers.
Got you.
So he is effectively the European champion for 40 plus
there we
again.
Go. There we go. Well done, Lee.
Yeah. Congratulations, Lee. We've got our first champion. But, okay, so just getting back to the topic at hand. 3:20 is when we're scheduled to go live for the first A final. But just before that is the L final. So that is kicking off at 3:10. So basically every 10 minutes there's going to be a race and then a 5-minute gap. Okay? So set your watches. Get your devices and get all your food ready, get the barbecue going, get the drinks and everything on ice, and we'll be back with you. Tea.
Iced tea.
Iced tea.
And
I love an iced tea.
Punch.
And punch. Tea and punch. Punch and pie. So we'll see you back here in about, a little over an hour. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.